Hello, everybody. Well, we're recording. We don't usually start with the
Absolutely.
hello, everybody, but I usually do the cool recording thing. But I was kind of jumping into this episode. It's fine. I'll keep that in. Anyway, hello, everybody. Welcome to the Beautiful Friendship Podcast. I'm Eric Dominguez.
And I am Luke Anaya.
How are we doing today? Oh shit, I have a soda here today. Ah, let's see if we can hear that. Can you hear that?
Today,
Sounds crunchy.
I can hear it. It does sound pretty crunchy. But
Yeah,
today we're doing not one, not two, not three, but four movies. Four of
chunky.
them.
We're
One of
doing
which is in
Gore. Oh,
Gore. Yeah, we're
We're
doing
doing we're
a
doing
Gore movie.
Gore Verbinski's Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die. We're doing Emerald Fennell's Wuthering Heights. We're doing Matt Johnson's Nirvana, the band, the show, the movie. We're doing Conor O'Malley's Rap World. That's
Yes,
the lineup for
it's on
today's
YouTube.
beautiful friend. We should have a theme song for the podcast. We should get a choir to sing it. Like
Hold on.
beautiful friendship.
I
It's a
think I might be
beautiful
able to hook
friendship.
that up. The Siebel High School Choir is they're professionals. All
Dude,
right, I
dude.
could get them to sing a little jingle for us.
that would be that would be absolutely hilarious. I was just saying this as a joke, but if we had like a full
You know what?
qu-
I'll
actually
talk to the teacher,
actually maybe
Mr.
maybe
A.
actually not for beautiful friendship. We should actually have them sing something for the other thing, which we should just talk about soon, so we can get what the
Oh,
other thing I'm talking about. I don't want to reveal
I
more about
do.
it publicly right now, but like
We can't say
if
it.
we can have like because I was thinking about making like a theme song for that thing, but if we could have like choir in that would be awesome.
That would be. Either way, Cibola High School, the choir program is where it's at. All right.
That sounds cool. My sister's in it and she seems to enjoy it, so yeah.
Yes, she is. It is great. All right, now,
I mean, how you doing today?
yeah. So, huh?
How you doing today?
How am I doing today?
Yeah.
I'm doing
I
pretty
mean, we
good
can
today.
we can chill out. We have time. What I will say to the audience, last two episodes when we were recording this, we were kind of like crunched for time, but this episode we can kind of like lay
No,
back
right.
and have some
We're
fun.
just
We
chilling.
have
We're
some
just
time. We
chilling
can
dudes.
chill out. We don't have to jump into anything.
Well, I'm not. You know what, Eric? I'm actually not going to lie to you. These past 3 days, as you know, here in New Mexico, the wind has been like
Oh my
starting to just
fucking god.
sweep through
Dude,
at
I
30 miles
can't.
an hour.
I
Dust
I
storms
am
everywhere.
I know, yeah. I fucking can't with this shit. I don't want to go
It's
outside. And
choppy.
I already don't go outside, but it makes me want to go outside less.
It feels like Dune whenever because I don't know if you, for those who don't know, I have a 2016 Chrysler minivan, and it has automated like doors, and when the wind is blowing like at like 40 miles an hour and there's dust everywhere, you're in the middle of a dust storm, and you get your friends in and you just slowly see the door closing. It's like a hangar bay in some sci-fi movie, and then it closes shut, and it's like you hear the air around the vehicle get more intense, and then it just suddenly muffles. That's the
I
only
mean,
cool part about it.
fuck
I'm not
your
gonna
car
lie.
situation. I'm a little guy. I'm like scared I'll blow away, dude. I'm a small little like skinny little dude. I don't want to blow away in the wind. It's
No
also
blowing
just
away in this one.
just fuck. The
No, it
answer,
and
my
it, dude,
friend, it's
dude,
blowing
it
in the
fucks
wind.
my
The
what is it? My
answer is blowing
that
in the
pollen?
wind.
Are you kidding me? The pollen? It gets in my nose,
But
and then I'm all stuffy. I'm not stuffy
the
now,
answer, my friend,
but dude, it's pretty bad.
it's blowing in the wind.
Oh, I see what you
I
did there.
I have a rant to rant about. I went to go see because they're having like the presentations at movie theaters of like all the Oscar nominated shorts, and I want to see everything that's nominated for an Oscar this year because I'm a crazy person. So I went to go see the live action shorts and presentation. By the way, my theater had weird times for it. Like I was gonna try to see all three today, but I just couldn't because time wouldn't work out. It was like the live action shorts had like a 1:45 p.m. showtime, and then the rest of them it was like a 9 p.m. for the animated and 11 p.m. for like the documentary. It was so weird, and those are the only showtimes all day.
I love it when theaters do that
I
because
yeah. Well, I've had to
why wouldn't you want to?
especially when you're watching all these like art or indie art house or like indie films, you have to like fucking fight for your life to watch this shit. Sometimes there's like two showtimes 1 week and then it's out of theaters. So,
That is true. I mean, fuck, look at Regal. Regal, when they do their Oscar nomination movies like re-releases, there's usually only like
yeah.
two showings in just one day. It's like a
And some
one
of
day
those
event.
and some of those movies they never even released in the first place. Like Secret Agent never had like a true like wide release. I did
I know.
Dude, I had to fucking drive to Santa Fe for an hour to go see that. And I'm glad I did. That movie's fantastic, but it was totally worth it. But,
That movie, I haven't seen it yet, but I'm going to whenever it comes out on the big screen, which I
yeah.
don't know when, but
No,
it's in March sometime.
but my complaint about the nominated shorts is they all say presented by Taika Waititi, right? The
Oh
famed
yeah.
director, right? And so I go to see these and I'm like, okay, what does presented by Taika Waititi mean? I mean, I like Taika Waititi, seems like a decent guy. So, I mean, I'm not a fan of some of his films and he's
Yeah,
terrible
so
in
what
fucking
does it
Free
mean?
Guy.
Because I was curious about this
But yeah,
too.
no,
Because
okay. No, just wait. So I'm like, okay, is he going to be like a host and he's going to be like
yeah,
hosting all the
did you like
shorts?
go up there?
Nothing. It actually means nothing. What it does
What?
is when the show starts, it just says the 2026 Oscar nominated shorts and it's like it's narrated by a woman who sounds like she's like in a Viagra commercial or something like that. Like a dick pill commercial. That's like
So
it's a
it's
voice,
not.
and she says
So it's not
presented.
Taika.
No, and she says presented by Taika Waititi, and then she names all the names of the shorts, and then all the shorts play after each other. That's it. There's a title card between each short telling you which one is gonna play next. Taika Waititi's voice or image does not appear in the presentations at all. And I was kind of excited because I'm like, maybe Taika Waititi will like give a short little blurb about each short, like talking about the creators, why they made it, like where it's from, because some of these are foreign, and like what inspired them to make it. Just like you don't think he doesn't have to go deep, just something short, because since these
Next.
are shorts, I genuinely have no idea about any of the background of any of these, and you know like some of the other movies, like I'm going in knowing the background behind these movies, but the shorts, I have nothing. So it'd be cool if we had like Taika Waititi presenting them. No, it just presented by Taika Waititi. He's not in there at all. He's just a text that says presented by Taika Waititi is in it. It's weird.
Hilarious.
I can't.
So
Um,
what? Like why?
I don't.
Like why would you?
I don't
Like
know.
how?
I don't know.
Whatever.
Maybe they're trying to get butts and seats because I don't know who would want to go see the Oscar nominated shorts. I mean, there was like one other person in my theater, so
Oh,
but like the shorts, I only saw the live action ones. I've not seen the documentary or the animated ones yet. Well, I saw one of the documentary shorts because it was on HBO Max, but I'm gonna go to the theater and see the presentation, so I'll just watch it again. But um, out of the live action shorts, and I don't know, cause are you gonna plan to see the shorts in theaters? Maybe
probably
yes, no.
not. Like
You're
it's a maybe, but I
yeah,
probably won't.
yeah, fair enough. Out of like the five, I only liked two of them. The other three were not very good, and one of them I genuinely like hated. So,
Which one? How many of them were like, um, uh, how many of them were American short films?
uh, I mean, okay, wait. I actually don't know about. I know one is definitely American. And then two of them are in English, but they have accents in them, and one of them, I don't know if they're doing an accent just because it fits in within the context of the film, because it does fit in with the context of the short they're making, or if they actually are British, um, but it isn't all in English. And then the other one, is like just from the UK, but they're still speaking English. So three of them are all in like English, and then two of them are not.
Okay. What? What are the two? What are the other two?
Um, I don't know what languages the other two are, and I believe one's German. Let me.
Okay. So what was bad about the one that you hated? Well, why was it slop? You can tell me.
Uh,
Just like mild
okay. One
spoilers
is
for
one
whatever
is
if you want to be the
French,
other person in the audience that
and
watches.
one is. Oh yeah, how could I not remember? Yeah, one's Arabic and Hebrew, and the other is French. So,
So like
the
what?
one that
But
I,
like what
the one that I
happens?
genuinely hated was one of the English ones. It's called Jane Austen's period drama. Um,
Oh,
it's a
I
funny
think I've heard about
concept.
this.
Oh, you've heard about this? Okay.
Yes, I have.
So it's like a parody of Pride and Prejudice, except the female lead gets a period, and it's just about the characters of basically they're just basically caricatures of the Pride and Prejudice characters, dealing with one of the characters having a period, and it's a funny concept, and I it is like it's funny to see it done in like a Jane Austen esque style. Well, it's not really done in a Jane Austen esque style. They're just like Jane Austen, you know. I guess it's it would be it's a funny concept to do in a Jane Austen esque style. This is not done in a Jane Austen esque style. The people who wrote this don't nearly have as much wit as Jane Austen. Again, I've only read Pride and Prejudice, so I not like a huge Jane Austen fan, but like I know that this is nowhere near the wit I was reading in that book or the intelligence. Um,
Okay.
and it felt all of the other shorts had like genuinely great cinematography. Like that is yeah, even some of the ones I didn't like had great cinematography. This was the only one that looked like visually ugly. It looked like a
Okay.
bad SNL sketch, and it played out like a bad SNL sketch.
Was it like cheap or something?
It looked really cheap. It really did. The sound design, the editing also just felt really cheap. I don't know. I just didn't find it that funny. Like the concept, I feel is funny, and they can execute it in a funny way, but it was not executed in a funny way, and it made it more annoying that the short like kept insisting on itself. It kept going, "I'm funny. Look at this. Look what I'm doing. Isn't that really funny? We're really funny and really smart right now for saying what we're saying. We're really funny right now, and we're saying something important, which means our short is important, and which means it's really funny." It's basically like what it was saying to me like the entire time, and it made me roll my eyes multiple times. I hated it.
Okay. Here's the thing. Short films. Um,
They can be cool.
I don't know. They can be awesome, man. I love short films. Like I love how what's the word? Not like hold on. I literally had it in my head, but like, they're on YouTube. Like they're accessible. Like, like a lot of people can see them and you can make them pretty easily. Well, not easily, but like you can make them and pretty easily like submit them to a festival to get
Yeah.
watched. And I think that's, it's super cool. Um, I just a lot of times it's just kind of I don't know, because I've worked on a lot of short films. I've done a lot of short films, but I'm working on this one short film actually right now, and it's been interesting to say the least to work on. Very, very interesting, and it made me realize a lot of things, a lot of things, and it's not all bad. Don't get that. Like
Yeah, it's
from this class, it's definitely eye-opening because making the short film, there's genuinely so many people, and like I'm a final editor. Like there's two final editors and I'm one of them. Like the director is not an editor. Like she
yeah.
did not want to edit, right? So it's like me and this other guy, and right now we're trying to figure out like what works in ours, but we have to keep it up to a certain like time constraint, and then there's like super weird like really specific rules for this like film festival that we're submitting to, and it just kind of makes it's like, and there's so many people working on it. There's like so many people.
Yeah, and
And if you're not working on the final cut, then you're working on a trailer or a poster. And it can feel kind of like, if you're not working closely together, a lot of that stuff can feel very, like very wildly different
what I
from each other.
what I will say is just short films can feel odd sometimes. Just I don't know how to explain it. They just can feel odd. And a lot
Oh
of
yeah.
them are like built like an actual production, like an actual like full production like you said, but like when it's something so short and supposed to be so personal, it just yeah, it feels like something's a little bit lost there. I prefer short films that are like smaller budget because like someone like the director is also the producer and the editor and the sound designer. Like multiple people have to wear multiple different hats, which means more people have to work more closely together. And when something is so short, it's easy to see how like the vision can kind of get watered down. With something like a movie, it's so long that you need that amount of people to work on it. Like you need a
Yeah.
much bigger group. You can't do that. And of course there are smaller movies, but like the smaller movies are bigger than the smaller short films. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm gonna use like a short film that I made for an example, and it's a short film that, looking back, bro, oh my God, like holy shit. Okay, viewers of the podcast, I don't know if you guys know this or even watch it, but years ago, I think it was like 2 years ago, sophomore year, I made a short film, and it is called Man in the Mesa, and
Yeah, I know this
oh
one.
boy.
I remember when
Does it
this came
have
out.
does it have all of the literally every single goddamn like trope? Is it trope or is it like cliche? Cliche has every
Cliche,
single
trope,
cliche
same thing, you know.
of a short film you could imagine. It's literally all right. It's and dude, it gets bad. And I'm gonna list
Man
them and I'll
wakes
sing
up
you one
and
of
looks
them.
at his alarm clock.
No, no, no. Okay, it's not that. No. Okay. It is opens, boom. We have what do we have? A quote. All right. Peak cinema. All right. And then we go bam, right into a dream sequence. Holy fucking shit.
Whoa.
It's like it's a little dream sequence. And then boom, we go to a man waking up and getting ready while copyrighted music plays. Holy fuck. Boom, we go to a voiceover of the same man talking over a clip of him smoking a cigarette. Oh my God. What the fuck? Boom.
He's so
And
fucking
then
cool.
we, for some reason, like at the end of the short film, because my battery, my camera ran out, we just fucking filmed on the iPhone and like put a filter on it and called it a day. So it looks really weird, but man, holy shit, I learned a lot
I
from making that one,
Yeah, no.
like a lot.
And there's some other ones that shall not be named that we've made together that
Oh, yeah.
shut your bitch ass up. I'm not letting you promote that shit. Um
I'm not gonna say it.
uh
I can't say it.
yeah, but it's a weird process.
It
I
is a
have
weird
hope.
process.
I have hope now that we are both a little bit more educated that the stuff we're going to make in the future will be a little bit more organized. I'm trying to organize some stuff for it, and I think that it is going to be better because of that.
Yeah. Well, I'm always down for learning new stuff, and like I'm still happy, and I'm like
Yeah.
mildly like pretty proud of Man in the Mesa. I think there's some good shots in it. I hate the voiceover. I think if I were to change anything, I might just make a cut with no voiceover and just have it play out like silently, which would probably be more
Fair.
interesting.
Fair.
And like, but you know what? I still want to make that second one.
Um anyway, uh overall
But yeah,
the answer is to this conversation, and the thing is that if you're a young filmmaker, make something. I don't I mean, we're young filmmakers too. We haven't made anything big at all. But like just make shit, dude. No one fucking cares if it's bad. That's the truth. Like
yeah.
yeah, just make shit.
And also to tie my little ramble of all that to tie it back into like short films and stuff like that is I guess don't I don't know because I'm watching a lot of these short films and you know what is on the thumbnail of every single short film that you see? It's usually like an award or something or like multiple awards, which
Yeah.
makes sense because you want to promote your movie. But I feel like a lot of these things are so artificially made to win awards, and that is something that you do not want to do at all. Like, for
No,
the
it
love of God, don't make a movie to satisfy anyone but yourself. And
no.
like, if it wins awards, that's great, but like, holy shit. It doesn't matter if you win awards. You can tell by watching a certain short film that this was like made to be
Yeah.
like an
Well,
Oscar nominated
you
short
know
film. Does
there's
that
other
make
stuff.
sense?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, there's some stuff that I can talk about in the new short films that they nominated this year. But like what I will say is that there's some like small award shows cuz like most people when they see something won an award, they just go, "Oh, something won an award." They don't look into it. There's some like film festivals where basically it is just pay to win, so you could just add that to your short film banner.
That's true. That is true.
It's
But
it's
okay,
genuinely sucks. and
Yeah,
awards have no like real measure of how much artistic value anything has.
but holy shit, but, and this is a big but. I do think wholeheartedly that if you make something, you should submit it to like a few film festivals just to
Uh,
get it out there.
fair,
That's
fair.
like the main thing. Like yeah, I just like when I'm making stuff in college or whatever, like in the future, I'm gonna try to make it like submitting it to as many film festivals to get as many people to watch it as possible. Because I feel like that, like I said back again, it's a very accessible way to make a movie, and then you
Yeah.
can like get recognized
The
and
only
stuff
thing
like
is
that.
that it does it kind of can get expensive. Some of the film festivals have submission fees, and they can go up to like $300. So
Yeah, but as long as you have well, you can do this too by perhaps even getting backed up by a like local production company. I
a
know there's a few
distributor,
here in
yeah,
Albuquerque, or like a distributor. Um, there's a few here in Albuquerque that you can go to, or and probably like just around. So yeah, I guess that's it. That's
at
all
the end of the
I
day,
just
just
recommend to
you'll
do.
figure make stuff, and you'll just figure shit out. As you continue making stuff, you'll figure shit out. That's pretty much the message.
That's what you should
Oh,
do.
yeah,
Yes. But
you're cutting
anyway,
out a little bit.
what are we gonna?
Since
Ooh,
it's fine, it's fine. Since they're listening to it on my since I'm recording on my computer, they will hear you going insano style. You sound like a robot, dude.
I sound like a robot, like right now at this moment.
No, 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 you did before. But
Oh,
yeah.
okay, okay.
Anyway, we should jump in. What
Jump
film
in
do you
head
want to talk
first.
about first? I kind of want to talk about I kind of want to save some of the cuz I think 3 of these films will do some interesting conversation. Some of the other stuff will do more serious level stuff. I don't know. But I think we should do Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die first. But I don't know what you want to do. I think some of the other ones will have more interesting conversation. I want to save that for the end, but we'll see.
Well, I think you know what? Yeah, it's that one's fresh in my mind. I saw it yesterday, so let's do it.
Have luck, don't fun, good die.
Peak. Okay, alrighty.
Directed
Let's
by
do no spoilers. No spoilers.
yeah, let me directed by Gore Verbinski. A man from the future arrives at a diner in Los Angeles where he must recruit a precise combination of disgruntled patrons to join him on a one-night quest to save the world from the terminal threat of rogue artificial intelligence.
Yes. Now I think interesting.
Do you
It's
want me to go
I thought
first,
that
or
the
do you want to go
synopsis
first?
was something else. I could go first, I guess.
Okay, cool, cool.
So I saw this movie with my buddy, and there's basically no one in the theater, and okay. First of all, I want to go out by saying this movie is, it has its issues, but like, man, I had a great time. It was so fun. This movie's a fun movie.
Oh,
It's a
yes.
fun movie to watch. It's
It's
bonkers too. It's like you can't explain it.
it's
Like
riddled
it's
with
weird.
issues, and we can talk about all those issues and nitpicks I have with it, but I respect the hell out of this movie just because of how bold it is and how many different things it's doing and how many different things it's juggling.
Mhm. And the concept is great, and like it. I don't know, man. Like, at least I don't know if it was like this for you, but at least for me, that opening, like, it just grips you, and it's like, yeah, let's go. Like, let's go.
I
Like, let's
I
do it.
wasn't like
Like,
I
please.
wasn't like gripped in the traditional sense, but I'm like this is really fun and I like where this is going. And I'm also like a huge Sam Rockwell fan, so I'm like, let's fucking go. It's Sam Rockwell. I love the guy. So I was like excited to see this. And I mean
Yeah,
I
I was.
like Gore. Like when I bought tickets to see this, I'm like, I like Gore. Like I mean, you're more of a Gore Verbinski head than I am. I mean I like him. I don't love him, but you know.
Dude, I love all of it. Well, yeah, I like all of his movies pretty much. Bro,
This
he made Rango. That's
This might
like
be my favorite Gore Verbinski
it's
film, actually.
incredible. Wow.
Well, okay.
You
Um,
wait, what about Rango? Because actually
I
would consider Rango to be
I
his
I
best,
gave this a
like
three and a
unironically.
half on Letterboxd. I'd probably also give Rango a 3.5. I'd put this on the same like pedestal as Rango for me. I like this a little bit more than Lone Ranger. I'd probably give Lone Ranger like a 3 on Letterboxd. Um, I don't know. Oh yeah, he made the first
I
3
believe,
Pirates.
yeah, I
Uh,
believe I gave Lone Ranger a 3.5, and then also the Pirates a 3.5.
I'd
He's
give
just the 7 out of 10 king, bro. I
I
don't know what to
give
say.
I'd give the first Pirates of the Caribbean like 3.5, and then like 2 and 3, just a 3 star.
I see. I think I genuinely like all of his movies pretty much the same. But I will say, and this is probably just for me personally because I grew up watching this movie so many times and it means a lot to me. So I think Rango is probably like
Yeah.
is my favorite one of his
Rango's
movies.
Rango's fun. I do like Rango a lot, but what I will say, I am not a Johnny Depp fan. He's one of those guys that really does eke me the wrong way. I just don't like him that much at all. Like, sure, he's given
Yeah,
some great
I see what you're saying.
performances, and like I love him in like stuff like Ed Wood and like Edward Scissorhands. My favorite performance of him being probably Ed Wood. Like he loses himself in Ed Wood so much that I just love him in that role. But like other places, like he's fun enough as Jack Sparrow, but other places I can't fucking stand this guy in some other places. And Rango, it's he's mostly fine, but it gets on my senses sometimes just because it's fucking Johnny Depp,
Interesting.
who's
I actually
also
I didn't well I didn't like watch this movie originally. I didn't even know that it was Johnny Depp until like I gained consciousness, really. So I didn't like it has never bothered me because I don't see him as Johnny Depp. I see him as Rango. You know what I'm
fair.
saying? And I don't
Yeah,
think he does. I
I
know he
wish
doesn't really
I
know
watched
me.
this. I watched Rango at like a very young age, but you know, I just like watched it at such a young age that I only remember parts of it. And when I rewatched it, I was already like a known Johnny Depp hater, so it does eke me the wrong way. I don't know. I wish I
Yeah,
could see it the way you
well
see it,
Rango.
but
I mean, like I said, it's a lot. It's very personal to me because
yeah,
I feel like when I watch it at like checkpoints in my life, like it genuinely like it's that movie because like I remember it super young to now, and it stick with me, and I still like genuinely really love it. Like
that
actually,
thing, that that movie's like Toy Story 3 for me, because I watched that like a lot when I was really young, and I watched that again and again, and I still like love it every single time. So you know.
yeah.
But we
Okay.
should talk about Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die instead of
Yeah, let's
other.
instead
We're
of
getting a little
instead
bit
of
off topic.
Rango.
Yeah, we're getting a little bit off
All
topic,
right.
but yeah,
So, oh, I saw this with Michael,
yeah.
and he gave it 5 stars,
I
and
don't I fucking
I,
I don't know what's up with that guy sometimes. He gave
hold on, wait, hold
Iron
on.
Lung a 4 star.
We okay, Michael. All right, Michael, Mr. Satisfactory guy. I know you're playing that right now. He's been getting angry at me because I've been calling him out playing Satisfactory for like 3 episodes straight now, and I've been spot on each time. But I know we shoot a lot of strays at you, man. And you know what? He did love the movie. Like he was loving that shit. Whenever I looked back at him in his seat, he had a big old smile like on his face, like a 12-year-old boy. Like just
I mean,
just very innocent.
I
He was joyous.
I can kind of connect to your euphoria, Michael. Like this movie is fun as hell. And I was having so much fun throughout this entire thing. But when we go into spoilers, I'm going to kind of rip this thing apart. Well, only a little bit,
Yeah, well, I
but
feel like if
there's a
yeah,
lot of flaws in this thing, which I have some issues with, but again, like this thing is so bold visually and story-wise, and it's so imaginative and creative and fun. It's it's so yeah, it excels in all those
yeah.
other places that I can't not like have a great time with it.
I was just about to say the same thing, and I even thought about this. I'm like, all right, I love like this thing. I had a great time with it. It has a ton of flaws, like a ton, but I
Oh,
feel like in this sense, the all the good stuff kind of doesn't outshine it, but it outshines it enough for me to think that this
yeah.
is like a very
Yeah.
good movie,
And
like
what I will
like
say,
very entertaining.
after I saw this movie, I thought to myself, shit, that thing really walked a very thin line for me. If it made like a few different choices, I would have fucking despised this thing. I would have hated it. But I ended up like having a really great time with it. But, you know, if it would have changed just a little bit about it, like just made a few different major choices, I would have like really despised this thing.
Yeah, I felt the same way because I think it got me back like in the end, but it was like
Yeah,
nearing the end. I was like, oh brother,
there
and then
was
but then it got me
there
back, and I
was
was like, okay,
yeah,
we're good.
there were some moments where it lost me, but after every single moment where it lost me, it had like another like really fun as hell moment that like got me gripped again. So, yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like okay, so this movie is I don't know, it does something very, very interesting in the like I don't know, it's like near the beginning of the movie, it does something really interesting because it sets it up as kind of this really kind of over the top, like it's campy, but then it does something like dives into like dark humor, like dark Black Mirror shit humor,
Oh my.
and I'm
Yeah.
not gonna lie, that was hilarious. That was fucking
Oh,
so funny.
no,
And
I can't wait to talk about spoilers for this cuz there's
yeah,
so many specifics.
it, I can't even explain that part to someone. I would sound insane, bro.
This yeah, that is
But that's genuinely one of the boldest parts of the movie,
that is
in my
one thing.
opinion.
It's just the thing is that I couldn't see what was going to happen next. Like I couldn't predict what was going to happen next in such a good way. Like it eked me such the right way. Like it did something and I'm like, "Okay, is it going to do like a weapons type kind of thing?" And then it kind of did, and then it didn't. And it did a totally other thing. And like, is this like an anthology type of thing? And then it kind of is, but it also kind of isn't. Like, it's it kept going in different directions, and it just did something. I'm like, and when it did something, I'm like, whoa, that's a huge culture shock. Like, it's really weirdly edited together that is right after that. But then that thing was so good that I'm like, okay, I'm getting into this that like I can ignore how much of a culture shock the transition between these two things were.
Yeah. And not even ignore, I think it adds to it kind of like
Yeah, in some
just
ways
the
it
just
does.
just how this movie like unfolds is just so chaotic and like insane. And if it was any other movie, it would be like really awful, like really shitty. But some fucking I don't know how, but somehow it like went off as this like just insane roller coaster. That's the only way I can describe it. Like
Yeah.
it's a roller coaster and a lot. It's like sometimes it's kind of boring. Like maybe you're doing one of those little just like bullshit like turns in a roller coaster and you're barely going fast and then it'll just have a surprise dip out of nowhere, and I just thought it was fun.
I
It's a fun
what I
ride.
this is like the cinematic equivalent. You go to school, so like, have you seen those people who they have those really old laptops that are like taped together by different colored duct tapes and also covered in a bunch of stickers? This is the cinematic
Yep.
equivalent to that.
Yeah, I guess so.
I mean,
Wait, elaborate.
what do you mean? Like there's people that I see. I mean, it might be just a cult thing, but they have like an older laptop, and it's clearly older, and it's clearly like a little bit beat up. Like there's clear dents and scratches in it, and there's clearly parts that are kind of falling apart. So they have like some duct tape to tape it together in like the corners and part of the back part, and like to tape over some cracks and shit because it's plastic. There's some plastic parts to it, and like all the duct tape's like these different colors, like a neon red and neon blue. But they also have like the back of their laptop covered in stickers, like most people do have. Most people these days, it's like it's the cinematic equivalent to that. I don't know. It's the cinematic equivalent to
I
something
see what you're
like
saying.
taped together in duct tape.
Yeah, no, it's a very tacky movie.
It
It's
is.
hilarious.
It's like barely holding on by a thread. There's moments that really do not feel like they should connect together, and it's so holding on by a thread at
Held
moments.
on by
But it
scotch
it
tape, bro. Like
just
actual scotch tape.
it just like misses at failing at almost every turn that it takes. Like
Yeah,
just
I feel
barely
like
misses.
I know. And like it's I don't even know. I
Well,
would definitely
there's
recommend it. I definitely think I mean, it's one of my favorites that I've seen this year. I've only
it.
seen 8 movies and it's
I've probably seen
probably up
around the
there.
same, but yeah,
Yeah. It's like top
actually,
3 for me.
uh, no, it's like top four for me because like top three would be Nirvana the band, the show, 28 years later, and then Send Help. I like Send Help more than this, but
I actually think I like this more than Send Help, and I'm not
fair,
gonna lie.
fair enough.
Like I and I just I can't even explain that, you know? Just a feeling I got. Um
Anyway,
this movie I had like high expectations. Well, like semi-high expectations. I wasn't expecting it to be like masterful, but I was expecting to have fun, and by golly,
I
did I.
I had like
It
good
was fucking
expectations,
crazy.
because like this premiered at Fantastic Fest last year, and like I heard a bunch of good stuff out of Fantastic Fest at this about this, and people were saying some good shit. And I didn't see the full trailer, but I saw clips of it, and I'm like, this looks interesting. And I'm like, Gore, and so I was going in not knowing really what to expect. I had some positive expectations just because of the Fantastic Fest reception, but like Gore Verbinski is kind of like a hit or miss director with me, so I'm like, okay, well, we'll see how this is. But it was like also starring Sam Rockwell, who like I notoriously love. I love Sam Rockwell, so I went into this and I came out like very, very positively feeling. I really did enjoy this.
I did too. It
It's
was
yeah, I had a
it's
smile on my face when it ended,
I did too. And
and
you know
I
what? I actually think it ends in like the perfect way. And if there was a sequel, um,
I don't
I
think there
wouldn't
should be a
be I
sequel.
wouldn't
I
really I actually wouldn't be upset if there
I
was a
mean
sequel. If this movie
maybe.
went on for another like hour, I also probably wouldn't be that
I
upset either.
think I think there's a way that you could do a sequel to this, but yeah, I honestly I kind of like where it leaves things.
I do too. It's
Um,
it's it kind of just it's one of these well I won't say more. You'll just have to watch. Like I
what
said, it's kind of
and when
impossible
I
to even describe
when it
this.
finished, yeah, it's kind of it is. It's and when it finished, I'm like I need to watch that again. Like I really thought that. I'm like I'm gonna buy the Blu-ray of this and watch this again at some point because there's a lot to kind of like fit together and I want to see this again like knowing what it is after like going in knowing everything that happens. I think I'll have a very different experience.
Me too. Um, but yeah, that opening, I don't know, something about
Yeah.
it for me, just for me, probably tickled my pickle in a
It's
way that
also
was very
I
satisfying.
gotta say, the biggest thing about it, it's a big like middle finger to AI. Like it's the most fuck AI movie I've seen like recently. And looking at like the 2026 movie slate, there's probably gonna be some more fuck AI movies. And like I honestly think here's my prediction for right now. Last year was like the because like a lot of the big movies from last year, like their main thesis was like everyone is fucked. We've all fucked ourselves over because we're such idiots, and the world's gonna fucking end, and it's terrible. Like so many movies had that pretty much that thesis. I think the thesis of the films of this year are going to be fuck AI.
Yeah, probably.
And I think
Fuck
this
the
is just
thing
the
that is
first.
fucking us over.
Yeah. Like I'm thinking about like Luca Guadagnino's Artificial. Have you heard about that one?
Um, I don't think I have, but I've heard about so there's actually gonna be like an AI short film that's gonna be like
Ah,
shown before movies in certain theaters.
I
That's the new major one.
made by AI.
Yeah, like
Oh,
almost completely.
oh my god, that ekes me the wrong way, dude. Fuck
It's
that.
animated.
Um,
And it looks like the only major like theater
fuck.
like thing that said no was AMC,
Based
which is
AMC.
hilarious. Yes. Thank you,
Um,
AMC.
Well, no, what I will say is like so Luca Guadagnino's Artificial. It's directed by Luca Guadagnino, who directed like Challengers, Queer, Call Me by Your Name, After the Hunt. He directed the Suspiria remake. So he's done some pretty like he's done some bangers. I absolutely love like Queer and Challengers,
Interesting.
Call Me by Your Name. So but Artificial's a movie's coming out this year where it's like I'm not sure what it's like fully about, but like I know Elon Musk is gonna be like one of the main characters, and it's gonna be like all about like the development of like AI and like all these social media companies warring with each other, and it's gonna be like a super dark comedy. Ike Barowitz from the studio is playing Elon Musk.
Oh, I see.
I'm very excited for that just because it sounds so interesting, and I think it might be like
That
a pretty
sounds
huge fuck AI movie.
that
I
sounds low
can't
key funny.
see that being like painting any of these big billionaires in a positive light. Like I think Jeff Bezos and like Mark Zuckerberg are also gonna be characters in it. I could be wrong, but
That's gonna be interesting. Yeah, I think a lot of movies this year, especially with that, will probably be fuck AI. You know, that's probably true.
anyway, do you want to move into spoilers for this?
Yeah, sure. I mean, like, yeah,
Okay.
let's do it.
Okay. Well, I give it a 7 out of 10.
I also give it a 7 out of 10, and Michael gives it a 10 out of 10. So, you know,
This
that's
fucking
good
guy.
helpful.
This fucking guy. He's probably clicking on his
I
keyboard
just
right now, clicking and clacking, clicking his
Sorry.
left mouse button on his satisfactory.
Hold on, wait, hold up.
He's
He's on
satisfying.
PS. He's on the 5. Okay, he's
He's
on the 5.
he's satisfied. Oh, he plays Satisfactory on his PS5.
Yep, he's on the
Okay,
5.
he's on his DualSense controller. It's all vibrating. He's probably thinking about doing some naughty things with that controller, and he's satisfying his factory right now. And
You
he's
know what? I
thinking
low
he's like I liked that Gore Verbinski
Oh,
movie.
okay,
It
actually,
was a
before
10 out
we
of
go,
10.
hold up. Before we go into
But
the
Mulholland Drive,
into the
that's only a
spoilers,
3.5.
I need to tell our viewers a story. A
Okay.
story that happened to me just a few hours ago, actually.
Okay, I'm
All right, so here we go. Strap in.
color me
So
interested.
I do not have a seventh period, and neither do any of my other friends. And I was with 3 other friends, and I don't know if you've heard about this restaurant. It's called Dave's Hot Chicken. I don't know if
I have never
you've
been,
heard
but I
of
have
it.
heard of it. Yeah, I saw that
It's
just
actually,
opened.
I mean, like, it's pretty good. Um,
Pretty good.
anyway, but they have a thing there, and it's like a spice meter, and their final spice meter is the Reaper. You see?
Whoa. Oh my
And
god.
we went there and we got the Reaper because we were like, why not? And we signed the waiver and all that, and it was pretty spicy. But anyway, that's besides the
Oh
point. I
shit!
was
Wait,
there,
wait, wait. Is that what you and your Michael's Instagram notes was signing the waiver?
yes, signing the waiver, yes.
Yeah, dude, that was so like weird because I was looking at Instagram. I opened Instagram while I was stapling my like appearance waiver forms for my documentary tomorrow, and I saw that there,
Oh my
and I'm
gosh,
like, what the fuck is going on?
we know that what you were doing.
Yeah.
We just knew what you were doing. Anyway, but anyway, besides the point, it was because we were in line, and I was like, bro, you rated this a 10 out of 10, and I was like, that's crazy. Me and Eric rated it just 7 out of 10, and he was like, well, you guys are just mad because you can't enjoy things on my level. Like you can't enjoy things. Like you always have to critique something in your mind, and you just can't like enjoy anything.
Coming from the
And
guy who
honestly,
didn't enjoy Mulholland
it
Drive on
like
my level.
directly to my core, and I was like, you know what, you're right.
Maybe he is right. Maybe, but I'm gonna live in my little baby brain that I have right now. So
You know what? I am too. Let's go into spoilers for Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die. Um,
3, 2, 1. Spoiler, spoily, spoil.
penis, glitter,
I forgot
balls,
about that.
abs,
That's one of the moments where it was like on edge. I'm like, if this was done just a little bit differently, I would have hated that moment. But I'm like, this is fine enough. Like this is funny
I
enough.
feel like I don't know. It like I felt like for the hoof cat penis glitter thing, I didn't really like that. Like it was fine.
Yeah, I mean,
I
I feel the same way about it. I'm like,
I thought like it was
I wouldn't have
I
done
think it
that,
was
but you know,
I think it was trying I saw the vision, it was trying to be like
yeah.
kind of ridiculously weird. I feel
Well,
like
that's what this whole
maybe
thing is trying to
taking
be.
inspiration from like Beau's Afraid perhaps because that movie has a very weird part in it that is like what the
Yeah, but that
fuck.
part is awesome,
But
dude. Beau's Afraid's
yeah,
fucking
but
peak.
that fits with the tone. With this one, it's like I see what they're going for, but I wasn't there for it. I would not really.
There's some moments
Not really there
before
for it.
that that were like just goofy enough. Like when the bald little boy looked at the screen and like did the air guitar. I'm like, okay, that's fucking awesome, dude.
Yeah. I like that. I also Michael didn't like this, but I also like the pug saying "Don't die."
Oh,
I'm
good
not
luck.
gonna lie.
Ah,
I like that part. I like that part because it was like very campy, and then
yeah.
the
No, it
bald
was.
boy playing guitar,
Yeah,
but like the
I
penis
loved
glitter
how
was
camp.
just like a little bit too much. A
Okay,
little bit
if
too
you want
much.
to,
Not
the
gonna lie.
part that I hated so much was the part where she was inside the AI and the little
Are you
boy
talking
was.
about the fire, like where he's like, and this is what we're doing today,
Yeah,
and he's like exposition dumbing? Yeah,
yeah. That
I
was
hated that.
that. I'm like that whole monologue from the little boy. I'm like that was fucking terrible.
I hated it.
that and like that part of the movie that was like I'm lost. I'm like, oh, is this movie gonna fumble its ending terribly? And then it kind of got me back after that, and I'm like, okay,
Dude,
it's
you know what
fun.
it reminded me of, which is really a shame.
Mercy.
Yes,
Yeah, that's what
yes,
I was thinking
and
too.
but also the Electric State, like you know the Netflix fucking
I
thing.
did
It
not
was like,
watch it. I
holy
didn't
shit.
watch it. I know
I
everyone
didn't
was
either,
talking
but
about how
like
bad it
I've
was, but I
seen
didn't
it.
watch it.
I haven't seen it either, but like I've seen clips of it, and like I was like, this feels like it's concluding like a Netflix movie, like a
Yeah.
Russo's Netflix, and I was like, fuck, I do not
It's
want
just
this to
like
happen.
the
Like,
part that
please,
ekes me
please,
the
please
most is
don't.
like it's so self-aware throughout the entire thing, and that's the moment where it's like in that final moment it just locks out and it's like, yeah, I'm not going to be self-aware anymore. And it's so like out of touch in that moment, and it thinks it's so profound when it's not saying anything profound at all.
I know, and the one-liner was not deserved. It's like we're if we're gonna talk about deserved like cringy or not cringy, but campy one-liners, I think both of those one-liners at the end of like
Yeah.
Send Help were deserved, and then there was one earlier in this movie that was deserved that in any other movie I would have been like, shut the fuck up, dude. But it was, do you know the part where they're like running away from the pigs, and
Yeah.
she looks at the camera like directly in the camera and she's like, I just wanted my pie, and then she gets fucking shot.
I
I thought that
fucking
shit was
I was
hilarious.
about to moment. I was about to I hated that moment. I'm going to be honest.
Are you serious? You didn't
Yeah,
like
I
it?
hated that character because they were doing backgrounds for every character, and I'm like, okay, are they gonna do like a weapons type thing where they're gonna go background of every character, and then they just killed that character off, and I'm just like, okay, I don't know, man. Like she just sits there, she talks about pie, and then she fucking dies. Like bitch ain't Dale Cooper. That's all I'm gonna say. And they could have just removed her from the movie, and it wouldn't have changed a bit for me. I hated that moment. That was one of the moments where I'm like,
Really?
this lost me. Yeah.
What? What? That's crazy. That's the moment where I was like, fuck, this is insane. Cause like, I don't know. I've seen my handful of movies before. You know, I've
I've never
also
seen a
seen a
movie in my
lot of
life. This is the first one I've
those
seen.
movies where it's like, I don't know. I feel like they were like building up the character because like it was like there's certain times early in the movie where like he would look at her a certain way and she would say something that's like, and he's like, I like you. I think something interesting is gonna happen with you because like I've never really picked you before, and I think this is gonna be very interesting. And then he fucking like, and then she gets slimed, and I'm like, holy shit, what the fuck? I liked it. I
Yeah.
don't know. What can I say? I like that part. Call me a little goober.
I mean,
But
I was thinking,
yeah, that
I was
the
thinking
bald kid.
when the ending moment was happening, and like the little kid was doing his monologue, I was thinking to myself like, if like someone like Edgar Wright directed this, I think this would be like a billion times better. But you know,
Yeah, it was, but it was they got like it was like the one day where Gore Verbinski was like out sick, and they're in the same studio a lot, and they're like, all right, okay, we just need like some direction for this little kid who, oh, who's filming next door? Oh, Mercy Team's filming next door. Let's, yeah, come on in here, come on in, get the, yeah, get the director, come on, and then they directed that one little part of the
okay.
script.
So what I will say is that the opening diner part is fun, and then they cut into uh is her name Zazie Beats? I believe that's her name, and Michael Pena's like storyline.
Yeah,
I'm
the
like,
like school.
yeah, and I'm like, oh, they're doing a weapons kind of thing. And I'm like, I hope this isn't like a weapons kind of rip off kind of thing. I hope that they don't try to do everything that weapons does and do it in a less smart way. And I was a little bit concerned a little bit for when that moment, that element of it was starting out, because I'm not saying that weapons owns the non-linear
Well,
story
I think
format,
that this
but
movie was
like,
being like made at the same
yeah,
time as Weapons, so I
yeah,
don't.
yeah.
But
No, I
like
know,
I get what you're
I
saying.
know, but like I'm
It's like
saying, like
the
just fresh after
it's.
weapons, it feels, you know.
I mean,
But like,
do you know how like Lord of the Rings is kind of written
yeah,
in like that kind of way ish, where it's like, all right, now we're gonna go back to where what these characters saw a day
I mean,
earlier.
yeah, no, I just disregard everything I just said. Actually, it means nothing. Um, I
I'm
made a
just I just
non-complaint.
I
I'm
get
an
what no,
idiot.
I get what you're saying. I think that it was like we did the diner scene, and personally for me, that hooked me. He's like, I did this 117
Yeah,
times. It's fucking, I know everything
and I'm
about all
like,
of you. And then it was like, I thought that part was hilarious.
I
And then he
wasn't.
goes like pointing at different people, and he gets the group, and like
It
is
it
like,
was
I was
fun.
ready to go.
Like,
And then they cut to the teacher part, and I was like, okay, we're I just let's just go from the diner. I think this is
yeah,
interesting. Let's
yeah,
just go
like,
from here.
yeah. I was a little bit like, okay, we cut momentum here. Like, this sucks because like made a great momentum. Sam Rockwell was so fun. He was
Yeah.
so charming. I loved his costume, by the way. Sam Rockwell's costume in this movie is
No, I
fantastic.
was
It's
about to say,
awesome.
dude, when he's like this is the pinnacle of fashion in my time.
Yeah.
I'd like love to believe that he's fucking lying out of his ass
I mean,
and that he's just fucking swept up to make him feel better. I'm just
yeah.
kidding.
And
He's actually probably not joking, which is probably funnier.
um but yeah. And so he recruits all the people from the diner and he talks about this thing. I'm like, okay, this is a cool plot point. Like the idea that he keeps coming back to this diner and he has to find like the correct combination of people. And like obviously there would be a bunch of different combinations of people. And like that he's gone through this multiple times. Like that's awesome. That's like a genuinely really fun hooking concept. So I'm excited. And he's doing this and it's a great monologue, like you said. It's really fun, it's funny. And then it cuts to the school scene, which I'm like, okay, we lost all this momentum, but like I'm gonna give this a chance. And it was kind of a culture shock. It was like a huge thing for me. I'm like, okay, fuck. When it happened, I'm like, this is a really
Yeah.
weird place to put this in.
Well,
And
it's
to
'cause
be
it's right
fair,
after it's like
yeah,
literally right after like the when you get your audience the most
yeah,
excited, you do the title and the title, I think the shot of the title and the
over the diner,
good luck,
yeah,
have fun, don't die. Like fuck. I was so excited.
yeah.
It's like
I'm like, what is
back
this
to
gonna
the
be?
roller coaster thing. It's like if you fucking are falling like you begin to fall and it's like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna go." And then you just see like from the cloud and then you just like level out again. It's like, "Okay, why did we do that?"
Yeah, but
And then the whole like I didn't really like that part. I
the
didn't
school
hate it, but
segment, yeah, I'm like,
I mean like
okay.
it's
What I will
fine.
say is this thing cuts into different segments, and out of all the segments, the school segment is my least favorite.
I agree.
I mean, it's fun. I had some fun with it when they started seeing all the kids on their phones. The school segment had me a little bit lost and a little bit like weary of what this is gonna be because all the kids are on their phones. I'm like, oh, is this gonna be like old man yells at cloud kind of thing? You know,
Yeah, but then
like the
it
super out
can
of
be
touch,
something
and it kind
so
of is. It kind of is. Like at the
no,
end of
it
the
is.
day, it kind of is out of touch, kind of old man yells at cloud, but also kind of isn't.
Well, because I don't know. And then he's like looking at the fucking AI generated like TikTok slop that
Yeah,
these guys are just consuming, and
but
he's like, "What?
that's
What is?"
the
And then he touched their phone. But the moment that he touched their phone, and I realized that this was supposed to be like a campy thing. That okay? This is a moment when I realized that this entire world. Well, obviously, I knew that this world wasn't based in reality because of like the time travel thing, but I mean like even in what's happening currently is not based in our reality. And I was like, "Oh, okay, we're doing this sort of thing." So I was suddenly more okay with like the whole teenagers being on their phone things just
yeah.
because of how like ridiculous it was.
Yeah,
I was
and
like,
when
"Oh,
they
okay, it was
yeah, when
all
they
right."
started acting like zombies, I was a little bit more locked in. I got slightly relieved, but I was still like kind of cautious. But when it cut back to the diner stuff, I instantly like was locked in again and was like with this. And I'm like, okay, I can get what this kind of thing is. And what I will say about this whole thing in general, and the reason why I think this is so bombastic and like so weird and so all over the place, is part of what Verbinski's trying to say is AI could never make this movie. And he's right. Like the fact that this movie's a big middle finger to AI, and the thesis is that AI could never make this movie, like makes me appreciate some of the weirder moments, even the bad moments of this movie. Because I'm like, AI could never make something that has this weird cut here, that has this weird flaw. AI couldn't do that. That's like a very specifically human thing to do, and I love that about it.
Yeah. I guess I see what you're saying then. It's it's like yeah, and when they go back into the diner, yeah, I was immediately like, all right, we're back. And then he fucking slimed out the Boy Scout man, which I thought was
Oh,
hilarious.
that was hilarious. That was such a fun moment. And then there
He's
was
like,
the
and this guy's packing a gun right here
then there
too.
was the mom who knew that there was a tunnel under the diner, and then there was one of the best moments of the film, like my probably my favorite segment is when they cut to the mom segment.
Yes. Oh my God.
And what I will say,
That whole segment is just a Black Mirror
one
episode,
thing, yeah, it
bro.
is. I was about to say that. But one thing I'm about to say is integrating the segments into the larger film is I think they had some trouble with that because like the the guns to like deactivate the teens kind of come out of nowhere. Like did they just take them? Did they just had them on them in the diner with them in their pockets? You know?
I
And
believe
like
so.
And if you experience that, a man coming in saying, I'm from the future and the world's about to end, like if that happened to me and then that preceded that in a diner, I'd be like, I'd instantly go with the guy and be like, okay, I'll join your team instantly. After like a huge army of teams attacked me at my school, I'm like, yeah, I get where this guy is coming from. I think there's something here. I'm going to go with this guy instantly. But they're,
They're like kind of skeptical. It's
yeah,
yeah,
it doesn't make any sense, but like again, it's something that I can kind of write off. And again, as characters, they kind of are forgotten about. Like about halfway through the movie, they kind of just drop some of the plot lines they were doing with those characters, and it kind of just gets magically resolved at the end. And it's like, okay, it's fine enough because the movie like switches gears in the middle to do something totally different, and it's fine. I liked what the movie was doing better in towards the end rather than what it was doing here.
yeah. I didn't but yeah, I was oh boy, about the moms section, I was
It was
not expecting
fantastic.
that.
I'm like
Holy shit.
they mentioned school shootings in
Yeah,
the
in the
teen
school.
segment,
And I thought
and I'm
that
like
one was
that
weird
was
because
it
that's
was a
enough for me. I was like,
huge
oh,
culture shock, and I'm like, whoa, that's crazy. But I had mad respect for them because I'm like, okay, this is the way they're doing this, the
and
way they're making poking
yeah,
fun at this is funny, and I'm like,
and
I
there
have
was like
mad
a
respect for
lot
them
of
doing this. And then they
yeah,
go into more of the
yeah,
school shooting stuff in the mom segment, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, this is fucking awesome. That at that moment in the film, I was like, okay, I have mad respect for this film. That's the moment when we that segment was like about halfway through, and I was like really realizing what it was. I'm like, I have mad respect for this film just because it's so bold to do so many different things.
yes. Fuck, that part is insane, bro. And it holds the best joke in the movie because it's just so fucked,
Oh,
and it's
the
like so
the
funny.
guy, the
It's when
parents who
they
were
yeah,
like, we want to have
the
fun with
parent.
it this time.
Yeah, yeah, dude. They're like, and there's like four
I
different school
loved that
shootings.
moment.
And you know what? On this recent one, we want to have a little bit more fun. You know, she's like this tall. She's like freakishly tall whenever she walks in. J just a little racist. That fucking killed me.
Yeah.
Like actually killed me. Cause like, what the fuck do you mean you made your daughter racist? Like, oh my God, it's
Yeah, no,
like,
that was the
oh,
funniest joke in the movie, and this was like probably my favorite part in the movie. This
yeah. It was
whole
it was yeah. It was
one thing I
great.
will say
Holy
is that
shit.
these moments they don't feel like they really do fit in a cohesive world, like all these different stories. But again, we kind of just be like, okay, it's fine.
No, it is crazy, and it's like, yeah, the government pays to bring clone the shooters too. I was
Yeah.
like, fuck,
And
this
I
is
thought some of the stuff
insane.
like when he's like, okay, just choose three personality traits for your son, and she's like, um, that was, yeah, that whole segment was bold. It was fantastic. It was fun. It was hilarious. It was dark in all the best ways.
Yeah, yeah, that part was definitely a turning point in the movie to say the least. Because
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I was worried. I was like, okay, we're doing the character switching thing, and I don't want it to be like I just lose interest every 30 minutes.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
like,
I was
holy shit,
when they
that
switched to
part
the
gave me
mom,
that.
I'm like, okay, this character like from service level does not seem that interesting to me. I can't wait till the segment ends. And then the segment like did what it did and I'm like, "Oh shit, this is fucking awesome." Yeah. It's
It
it's so
is.
cool. Um
Yes. No, it is intense.
it's and also the other thing about it, that's where I'm like, okay, I can't really tell where this movie's going now in like the best way possible. That's what I started thinking when was started happening. I'm like, okay, this is like doing a lot of interesting stuff in the best way possible, and it's like doing a bunch of twists and turns in the best way possible. Like I genuinely have no real idea where this is gonna go.
I had ideas like I'm not gonna lie, I'm just I don't know. There's something wrong with me. In mystery movies, I usually have no clue. Like I know my mom's great at just like kind of figuring out the twist in movies like almost like right away. Literally right away. You can name a movie with a big twist and she's probably seen it coming. And I like I knew that there was gonna be that twist of like her being like his his mom. Like I knew there was something that going on there because I was even thinking to myself, I was like, Well, hold
Yeah,
on. If
no,
he's
I
from the
knew
future,
that.
he would probably
But
be like a
like,
baby from
I mean
here.
in like a
But I
larger
didn't. But for some
sense.
reason, I didn't. I didn't see that. I didn't see that,
I
and it made
mean
me angry
I mean
because
in
that
like
was like
a
the worst part of the movie.
I mean in like a structural sense.
Yeah. No, structurally, I kind of had an idea, but
I'm like at this point,
yeah,
I don't know.
you just
And
gotta
then
strap in because you
and then after
genuinely
that,
don't know where
and
it's
after the
going.
mom segment, it kind of just decided not to cover some of the other some other random side characters, and that kind of pissed me off a little bit because I'm like, okay, yeah, you should try to cover everyone, even if you can like you can cut back to like a Family Guy cutaway gag segment. It could be like 5 minute segment that's just for jokes, but just do it so that this character has his own segment. But they don't. The Uber driver just doesn't, and he has some terrible jokes. He's my least favorite character of the movie. I didn't find some of the stuff he was doing that funny. And then the pie lady, we talked about how her death moment wasn't that fun. But then there was the pig people, the people wearing the pig masks chasing them, which
Those piggies,
I'm just
freak.
like at this point in the movie, I'm like, okay, this is so weird and inventive, and it's just trying to do a bunch of interesting shit. That I'm like, okay, we have people in pig masks with guns chasing these guys. I'm excited. Let's see how this plays out, and it's a fun action moment.
Homeless guy on the roof with the knife,
And then
this machete.
it cuts to the segment of the girl who's I'd say the main character after this point in the movie.
Oh yes, I
And
I didn't I did not hate that part
I thought this segment was
that
really good
much.
too. The where she found a
I
guy.
didn't hate it as much as I well, I didn't hate it all, but I didn't like I thought it was gonna be a lot bad. Like I'm not gonna lie, I was really worried when I saw that character like get picked because I was like, I think I know where this is going, and it's like I did not like where I did not really like where it was going. But you know what? The character played out, and I actually do really like respect the
Yeah.
character like a lot.
No, I
And I
loved
think what happened to her was like really sad, like in
I
her shoes.
I
Fuck.
I had it. It was a great segment. The idea that this character is allergic to technology in this like technology time. It reminded me a lot of like Better Call Saul with the whole Chuck stuff. And like
I
this
was
is
just about to
yeah.
say.
I was thinking
I
that. I'm
will say
like,
that
this is
that
fun.
initial reveal of her being like, "I'm allergic to cell phone." I was like, "Shut the
Yeah.
fuck up."
Yeah,
I was like, "Get
I
off
was
your
about to say.
phone."
I thought she was just at that moment. I didn't think she was like actually allergic to cell phones. I thought she was
Well,
doing
no,
some like
thought
weird.
she was being so 100% real. I just mean shut the fuck up as in like I thought the movie was gonna go
I
someplace
thought
that wouldn't have been good.
fair.
And that's why I kind of rolled my eyes. I was like,
Yeah,
"Oh God, are we gonna do this? Please, please, I don't want to do this."
I thought she
But
was making some
then
kind of
we did
joke.
her section and it like, all right, we're
And
good.
then she actually explained that
I
she was
yeah.
allergic to cell phones. And then I'm like, oh wait, this is not a joke. This is not some like witty line. So
Yeah, and then I got worried. But then
yeah,
her segment put my mind at ease because I think it was done super well,
it's a
and I
great
think
segment.
yeah, and I think it's really well acted. Like the boyfriend character, like you can tell that he's just ready to leave when he tells
Yeah,
her. It's like it's very good. I thought that part was very good. It also played out like another Black Mirror episode.
yeah, it did.
Um,
And I love the idea that he like found a virtual world that it's so much better than the real world because it has no flaws. It's so great, and he went off to live in that for the rest of our life. I'm like, I was actually like
yeah,
thinking that time. I'm like, I this is where the actual world is heading right now, and that's really sad. That's actually scary. People are actually going to start wanting to do stuff like this, and that's not good.
yeah, and it's a very like humanity movie, which
Yes,
I'm a sucker for. It's like a very yeah, it is a very fuck AI movie. That's pretty prevalent
that's yeah, that's the thing.
in the whole thing. But it's also like the whole premise isn't to stop it because he knows that it's inevitable. Because like yeah, no shit, it's inevitable. It's just how things progress. But
Safeguard,
he's just trying to make it safe.
which
Like
is
the whole
interesting,
point.
which is an interesting
Yeah.
take on things too. I liked that.
And it's not like a it's not like well the actual villain isn't AI as like we know it. Like it's not like AI is like generative like talking
LLMs,
AI.
large language
It's like an
models.
actual like yeah, it's like an actual like insane it doesn't actually describe what it is, but
It's
but you can,
bullshit. It's the worst part of the movie.
yeah. Michael thought it was the best part of the movie because he's like, okay, so Michael says that because
Bro, that was
the
so
movie was
deep.
alluding to, and I think that this way, maybe, because the movie's like the AI is just building off of itself, so it kind of infers that there's like, before everything, there's just like a cosmic being that's like waiting until it can advance,
Hmm.
which is interesting.
I
I think that's a
guess,
good
but
concept. I think they should have like delved more into that. And like if you're gonna explain, like just don't explain everything, you know? I feel like they could have revealed that she was pregnant with him like in a much more effective way. That would like have actually been cool. Do you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
But dude, the part when he fucking punches the kid, I think is fucking so funny.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
love that part.
it's but I mean, and then after her segment, I'm like, I'm back on I'm back on with the movie because I was before her segment, the movie was losing me a little bit, and then I was back in after her segment, way locked in, and then it goes into a pretty fun part where they reach the house, and then they have to have the battle on the street with with all the kids, and then the giant cat and all that shit, which was fun. I'm just like. That part could have annoyed me and eked me off a lot because it could have been just like, look, we're being weird for weird's sake. Look at all the goofy, weird shit we're doing. But I actually found it fun. I'm like, I'm having a good time watching this, and it's fun, and it's campy, and it's quirky in all the best ways, and we're having a good time.
Yeah. And then when they actually go in the house,
It's
I
also
don't
a
know,
fun
it
moment.
feels,
It was also a fun moment.
yeah, it feels very like final boss in a video
Yeah,
game, just
this
like
this this this
because
is a
like
very video
no,
game
they
movie.
both of them do not bat an eye, and that I loved how they just did not explain like that, like and you know what, they should not have explained that. Like they
No,
just didn't explain the kids in the street or the cat, and it's like good. You shouldn't do that. You should not explain that.
I,
I
I
think
mean,
it's more interesting
yeah.
when he's like,
Any way you
dude,
could have
this could go
explained it
any
would have made
which
it less
way.
interesting.
Yeah, and the way that you have it explained through that character who has a very like matter of fact kind of like interpretation of things is incredible because like when he's in the other house getting prepared to like go into the final house and he's like, "Yeah, I've never been to this far before." And like, dude, these like I don't know, it's but one time there's hundreds of rats, like millions of rats, they just pile up on people and like fire-breathing dragons and just yeah, like who knows what could happen, you know?
Yeah,
I was like, fuck, that's kind of funny.
and
But then they go in there and they fucking shoots the like actor
I
down with the
love,
shotgun, which
I
was
love,
insane.
I love the idea that he has to have the little button to push him to bring him back in time if anything goes wrong. It's great imagery. It's a great MacGuffin. It's just a good fun concept.
Yeah. And then and then yeah, and then he shoots the
One
dad,
thing,
which is great.
one criticism I will have is that the mom had the fake the AI boy in her ear the entire time, and the AI boy was actually telling her like what to actually do, and that actually solved everything in the end. And I just felt like
Yeah.
that was weird. We never explained that. I didn't really like that
Yeah,
part
I
of the
was about
film.
to say,
That eked me the
we
wrong
never
way.
explained it, and also
It
it kind
eked
of like
it
eludes
eked.
from the message of the movie
Yeah, it
because it's
does.
like the whole movie you're doing what an AI is saying, like what? What the fuck?
It
That
eked me the wrong way, and yeah, that's one of like my biggest like criticisms of the movies. That
yeah.
very thing.
Also, it's so out of character for him to just like blindly
Yeah.
like I think they could like don't get me wrong, they could have done something super interesting with that AI like model. Like they could have. Like don't get me wrong. They could have done something interesting, but like just having like him just like solve everything and he's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna just trust this AI to put the thing in the thing in this weird box.
Um.
I'm gonna trust that."
What I what I will say is that this movie's always on the verge of making a bad decision. I'm like, okay, it just barely made it past to making that good decision, and it's like it's about to make another decision. I'm like, oh my god, this thing is just on the verge of fumbling its itself, and it never does. It always saves itself, despite every almost fumble. It always ends up landing on its feet, which is like kind
Yeah.
of impressive to see, honestly. Like it's just such a fun time to watch this because I was always on edge watching this. I'm like, oh, is it finally gonna fumble itself here? And it never did. And I was like, okay, we are back.
and the ending is very, I think it's satisfying. Like
I
I was super worried because it's like, oh, she said the like corny one-liner and then plugged the thing in and it's like, oh, we're gonna end it there with everyone happy. But then the guy realized that something's off and he goes back and I was like, all right, thank God. Holy shit. Because that would have been shit if
I thought there was gonna be more movie after
like
that. Like the rest of the movie was so fun, it only felt like 1 hour. And I'm like, oh yeah, this was a
oh wait,
2 hour
hold
movie.
on.
I saw the showtime when I bought the tickets, so I'm like, yeah,
Hold
there's
on.
another hour left of this. But it just ended there, and I'm like, oh, that was just fun. And time flies when you're having fun. It was a good ending. I liked that. Yeah.
Yeah. I hold on. I just thought about this and I think it kind of resolves the like AI kid problem. Do you think that that's like it's like he was part of the reason why it didn't work, why the plan didn't work is because of that? Because I could totally kind of see it that
I
way.
mean, I
It's
could,
like, yeah, the
I,
plan didn't work because they just totally just like destroyed it and they didn't do anything, the AI.
I could kind of see it that way, but I don't know. Even that
I
explanation
mean,
doesn't
they could have
really.
explained that easily. It
That
doesn't really,
even that
whatever,
explanation doesn't really like. Even if they explain that, I still wouldn't be like fully satisfied with that element.
I guess. But I do like how the whole plan changes
And I
and now
thought
he's just gonna
I thought the ending was
like
sweet too.
give
Um,
everyone her sickness, which
the
is like,
yeah,
yeah,
the ending was
stu
was super sweet when he came back in the bar, and I'm like, okay, this is sweet, this is fun, and yeah, it was a great time. I don't have much more to say about this movie. It's a fucking wild ride. I really think you should watch it if you haven't. It's so unexplainable, and even if you haven't watched it and you've listened to all these spoilers, I guarantee you're still not ready for what this thing is. It's such a fun first watch, and I'm like excited to see what the second watch will be like. It might disappoint me a lot just because this is the kind of movie that might be like really great on a first watch and then less good on second watches and third watches, but it also might be a good rewatchable movie. So we'll see when I rewatch it.
absolutely. All right, so that's it for
Seven
good
out of
luck,
10.
have fun, don't die. I'm giving it also, yeah, 7 out of 10.
Um,
Now, before we get into this next movie, I
well,
think there's some movie news that we should cover.
which one do you wanna
Movie news,
which one do you wanna do next? Or okay, we'll do movie news. What's the movie news?
movie news. Brand new Toy Story 5 trailer out right now
Awful, awful.
on
When that
YouTube.
came out, I texted you. I said
Yes, you did.
killing myself.
Killing
Cinema
myself.
is dead.
Cinema is dead. Peak. Now, I watched this trailer and I was befuddled. Not because of, the fact that there's a Toy Story 5, because I knew they were making that like a while ago.
Ugh,
No, no.
ugh, ugh.
It's because, you see, I feel like, I don't know, the animation is like a considerable downgrade from 4.
It is. It looks
Like,
worse.
like, I'm not gonna lie, like, I
It's not
I
bad.
have my issues with 4, like Toy Story 4. I think that I mean it's no different from everyone else's issue. It's pointless, it's cash grab, it's fine, mediocre. But if there's one thing that's like actually really good about it is the animation. I was at someone's house the other day and it was playing on their TV. And like granted they have a nice TV, but like I was just kind of watching it just like sitting there looking at the colors. It's like very well lit. It looks so polished. Like it looks great. Like comparing it from Toy Story 1 to Toy Story 4, like that progression in animation is I mean it's kind of sweet to see. Um but like I don't know, man. Watching this trailer, it looks like it's like a kind of a step down, which is so sad to see because then it's like really what's the point? Like there's nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, I
I
mean,
don't know.
I don't know.
It just
It feels
does not look
vapid.
good.
It feels
I mean, that's all I gotta
lifeless.
say.
It's like it's the cinema equivalent to someone like pulling out bones and dancing them around in front of you. It feels so tasteless and just vapid, and I don't know.
When he's gonna punch you? Oh
I
my god.
I
What if
hate it because
what if
Toy
he
Story is
has a
one of my favorite
poncho
movie franchises
and he
ever,
flaps in the wind?
and I feel like it's a fantastic like trilogy. Like if you're ignoring the fourth one, I think it's a pretty perfect trilogy, but it just keeps butchering itself in front of me, and I hate it.
I'm gonna do the Tarantino. I love Toy Story 3. It's one of my favorite movies, right? But
Tarantino.
no, you
That's one of
literally
the.
ended the movie in the most perfect way possible. So no, I'm not gonna. I don't care if Woody got.
All
I don't
right.
care. It's
Okay.
done.
All
It's
right.
done.
Okay. Yeah. No, that is one of the few things Tarantino is absolutely 100% right about.
Best Tarantino take. It probably
No,
is.
I think the fuck Paul Dano one's probably a better take.
Kill
Paul Dano
yourself.
was kind of weak sauce, I'm gonna be honest.
I've abandoned my child.
I've
I've
abandoned my
child.
son.
All right. End of movie news. Let's go to Wuthering Heights.
Oh, you
Fucking
want to talk about Wuthering Heights next?
yes.
Okay.
I feel like
I
it's
was gonna save this more
more
for the end just
progression.
because it would be like a fucking yap complaining session. But now thinking about it, this is
I
probably the
guess,
best.
but like
No, this is
thinking about
probably
it,
the best
because
place to
if
put
you
it.
have
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Let's
because if
just.
you have rap rolled next to Nirvana, it makes more sense.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
Yeah.
All
Well,
right.
Wuthering Heights. It's actually you actually did it wrong. There's quotation marks around the title.
Oh
It's
yeah.
fancy. Yeah, it's Wuthering
Start
Heights
quotation, Wuthering
with
Heights, end quotation.
yes, it's fancy, dude.
Well, I think that the reason that it has that, so I've heard, is because, as the director put it herself, this isn't like a direct adaptation of the novel, but rather an interpretation.
No, no, this is no. You should watch interviews. This is an interpretation of her like 14-year-old self reading the novel, like her 14-year-old interpretation of it, which makes a lot of sense. But
Oh wow, that actually does. So I actually did go into the movie with that in mind, though. It's like, okay, this is someone's not a adaptation, but an interpretation,
I
which is like,
I had okay. So just for context, I've never seen Wuthering Heights. I mean,
yes,
I've never read Wuthering Heights. I've never seen any of the adaptations. This is like one of the most famous texts ever. It's also one of the most things that just keeps getting adapted in Hollywood. There's like 100 different versions of Wuthering Heights.
yeah, it's like Romeo and Juliet, kind of,
Yeah,
but
yeah, it
like
is.
a much less popular version.
It's it's still very very popular, and it's a very iconic text. And there's and like the one of the Wuthering Heights adaptations, I think like the one from the 50s is like one of the most iconic like films just ever, like romantic, if you can call it that, because it's Wuthering Heights. But there's like
Oh yeah,
1939 actually. Yeah, the 1939 Wuthering Heights the is the one that's like very notoriously iconic. Um,
yes, but yeah,
so
okay.
so this
Wuthering
is
Heights, it's bad.
yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Well, this is directed.
It's not very good.
Yeah, it's not. But this is directed by Emerald Fennell, who is one of my least favorite directors working in Hollywood right now. And yes, that is because she is a woman.
Okay, good
But
job.
no,
We're keeping it in.
yeah, we're keeping it in. But she has directed three movies, and I've seen one called Promising Young Woman, Saltburn, and Wuthering Heights. I've not seen Promising Young Woman. I've seen clips, and I'm gonna be honest. Some of the clips don't look too bad. Some of them, I'm not a fan, but I've only seen some clips. I haven't seen the whole thing. So, but it seems like the Fennel movie that I would like the most. So I am gonna check it out at some point. But right now, in my peak Fennel hate, I can't. I gotta wait a little bit before my deep Fennel hate is worn off because I don't wanna like ruin that movie. I saw Saltburn when it came out a few years ago, and Saltburn was iconic. It was like a huge cultural moment for our generation. It's this kind of art film that came out a few years ago that got a lot of love from our generation and was clipped into oblivion. All these TikToks, all these Instagram reels were clipping specifically Saltburn, and it's kind of become like one of this like TikTok cinema, like one of the essential TikTok cinema movies. I hate that movie. I think it's absolutely horrendous. The only thing I like about it is the cinematography and like the costume design and set design, which that's
The
same thing.
cinematographer is
Yeah.
La La Land. Did you know that?
Yeah, I'm talking about Saltburn, but I think it's the
Yeah.
same
No, it
cinematographer.
is. Yeah, it
Okay,
is.
yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
I think he's doing
Yeah,
great.
but Saltburn is it's just it feels so empty. It has all these like erotic moments which really don't feel like they're playing off anything or they're paying anything off. They really do feel, it's hard to describe, but they really just pissed me off. And it feels, most of all, like a huge ripoff of Talented Mr. Ripley, which is a fantastic film, and is also something that's been remade multiple times. But it just feels like just a worse version of that. And also, Saltburn has one of the worst endings of a movie this decade. I really will stand by that. The way that movie ends is fucking horrendous. And so I hate Saltburn, and I've pretty much hated Fennell after that. I mean, she's an actor as well. She was in Barbie, and like, I don't know, I didn't dislike her in Barbie. I like Barbie as a movie, so I don't have any complaints there.
Yeah, she
But
was in
then
Barbie, and she's like good friends with Margot Robbie.
yeah, yeah,
She was like, "Come be in my new movie," and then she was like, "All right, let's do it." And then she looked at Jacob Elordi, and she was like, "All right, come be in my new movie," and he was like, all right, I'll do it."
and so she remade Wuthering
And they
Heights,
did it.
which is based off obviously an iconic novel, which neither of us have read. Um,
Yeah, my teacher's reading it right now.
but
My financial literacy teacher.
going into it, I'm like, I heard a lot of discourse about it. I heard a lot of negative discourse about it. And like, okay, I fucking hate Fennel. A lot of people are saying negative things about it. I'm going to be honest with myself. I'm probably not going to like it, but I'm still going to try to go in with an as open mind as possible, just because, you know, that's how I am. I want to be nice. But I have never read the book, and I've also heard a lot of discourse about it not being accurate to the book and stuff like that. So,
Yeah.
I
saw a
went
ton
in
of stuff, dude.
and reading more about the book after it. Holy shit, did this misunderstand the thing. Now, again, I've never read the book, but I've read a bunch of shit after the book, and yeah. So, with all that context, also, I went in alone. I was a man in the theater, and there was only a few men in my theater. It was mostly women, and all of those men were like boyfriends of the girls taking their boyfriends to see Wuthering Heights. So I
Hold
was
on,
the
wait,
only
hold on.
single man in my theater.
We need to talk about this for me as well. Okay, so I was also in the theater. It was literally like me and four other people. Those four other people was like this one. Think it was like two friends. Like these. Okay, so these two friends. They were just like kind of sitting like in that first row behind me, and then there was an old man, like just sitting like kind of left, and he was just like sitting there alone.
Was he sitting in the
And bro,
back?
that no, he was sitting like more of like the
Oh,
row behind the people and behind.
he
Like
was
I like
not.
to get the second like row
He was not.
closest to the screen.
He was not there to get his freak on.
No, he was like anytime something like kind of like a little funny would happen, he would fucking laugh like uncontrollably out loud, and it was like so funny, dude. I was like, holy shit. Like I was also alone, and I was like right in the middle, and not a lot of people go to the theater I go to, so it's like I was basically just alone there in that thing, and like, oh my God. It was insane. It was hilarious. It sometimes it wasn't even like supposed to be a funny moment. Sometimes it's like a really like serious moment, and you just hear the guy go, "Rah!" and like that honestly made my day. Um, because like holy shit, this
Okay,
movie is
dog shit.
really bad.
It's bad.
I okay. I'm gonna actually say this. Um, I didn't. I actually didn't like hate it. Like, and this is gonna sound crazy, but I didn't like hate it. Do you know what I'm saying?
I
Like, I was locked in
what I
enough. I was just kind of watching it, and I just thought it was like definitely like there's a vision, but like I don't like it, and I don't like it, and I just kind of think that it's just a little like average. So I didn't hate it. I still think it's very bad, but I didn't hate it. Do you see what
I
I'm saying? Like,
I don't
I
know.
think it's just kind of middle of the road, just
I
like a
this is
movie.
this is for me the definition of art slop. That's like what this is. It is art slop.
I think it's like middle-aged
And
white women
what I
slop.
will say, I was decently entertained for the first 45 minutes. I'm like, okay, I guess this is a fine first 45 minutes. It's not the worst thing in the world. It's not great, but like I'm entertained. And it went way downhill from there for me. Um and to getting kind of boring territory there's a lot of people who really hate this movie, and I think I slightly hate it. I don't hate it with like a full passion, but I do. I would say I hate the movie. Yeah, it
Yeah, there's
sucks.
definitely parts of the movie where I was like so bored that I was just like, I don't know, I was holding my face up, like I was kind of like, I had my like rubbing my temples and like poking my head because I was just like, all right, come on. And then, you know what? The end of the movie happened, and fuck, did I feel nothing.
Yeah,
Like, you know, it's kind of weird. Okay, so let me just tell you something real quick. I was scrolling and I saw three separate videos about this movie, and I thought all three of them are super interesting. Here's the first one. Picture this. A group of friends, all right? And they're like, before Wuthering Heights, and they're sitting there and they're all smiling, yay! And then it's like, boom, it cuts after Wuthering Heights, and it's playing one of the Charlie XCX songs. Is like they're crying, like this one dude in the group is like just sobbing his eyes out like hysterically. And I'm looking at the comments and it's like, guy in green shirt is not okay. And it's like, what did this movie do to you? And it's like scrolling and I was
I
like, wow, okay, this is
okay.
interesting. Because this means that a lot of people
This is also
actually like
this is also
were
making
emotionally
money.
invested
This is
in
doing really well at the box office. If you didn't know,
Dude, I imagine it's like, dude, everyone and their dog seeing this thing, even me.
I
Um,
that's like one of
I'm
my
just
biggest
thinking,
issues of this. And like Saltburn, after being like TikToked to hell, so many clips of that were TikToked, and there's like so many scenes. Like Fennel loves sexual stuff. Like that's what she loves sex. She loves being horny. She loves making everything hot and sexy, and that's okay. Like we can have sexy movies. Like it's fine to have a movie be sexy. Like it is an acceptable tone for a movie, and sex and sexual activities are something to explore. I don't even like have a problem with a movie depicting like more like explicit sexual acts, which is what Fennel likes to do. But like Saltburn had like another dude like licking another dude's cum out of like a shower drain and like fucking another dude's grave. And like, what the fuck are we doing here? Like, I'm watching this and I'm thinking, are we watching like a 14-year-old's fan fiction here? Like, what the
yes,
hell?
yes, we are.
And
We have
that
to
kind of stuff
understand this.
continues, and it's not as explicit here in Wuthering Heights, and we'll get into that soon. Uh, Fennel has kind of become notorious since Saltburn for being the sexy director. She loves to make sex, and she loves to depict specifically explicit sex acts. Oh, you're gonna see some real explicit shit when you watch a Fennel movie, and this movie, the trailers were really hinting at some explicit stuff going down in this movie, and not really much did. But like, yeah. But after
Okay,
Saltburn,
so
well,
yeah,
I am still making my point. But
yeah, no, keep going.
after Saltburn, like the explicit sex stuff is one of the most like notorious parts about that movie, and people are still obsessed with it for some reason. And so that movie was cut down and chopped up to hell and cropped down and posted as like TikTok reels and shorts, and people love watching it that way. And that's one of the weirdest parts about that's like one of the worst parts about this movie actually is so many moments of this feel like it's going to be this movie is going to be chopped down to hell. It's going to be cropped down and it's going to be shared as reels. And there's so many moments in this film that I feel like are gonna play as such great reels. Because when you watch these movie reels, it's just like it's a great line by a great character, and it has the same like 4 songs in it, and it has that weird filter that makes everything look like weirdly oversaturated, and yeah, it's it's bad. And there's so many moments in this movie that I'm like, this is such real, perfect stuff. They're gonna be making like edits of Heathcliff and Margot Robbie's character. I can't remember the name of. They're gonna make like love edits of them, and they're gonna make like Heathcliff like thirst trap edits. This thing, it will never end with this thing. She made the perfect TikTok movie, and it will never end. To the end of time, this shit is gonna still keep going with this shit. I hate it.
No, they overcooked. They overcooked with the TikTok. It's like perfect. It's chemically blended. It's like
Yeah, it
it kind of
feels
reminds me of a little
so
bit of
minute.
Stranger Things. Stranger Things is chemically, literally in a lab,
Yeah,
produced to, you know, like just get the masses, just get them in,
and that's
get them
why
all in.
I call this art slop because it's like it looks great. It's shot fantastically. It's shot in VistaVision. It's one VistaVision making its comeback, and only 3 movies in the past 2 years have been shot in VistaVision: The Brutalist, One Battle After Another, and Begonia. Joins like the modern movies the past 3 years that have been shot in VistaVision. It's coming back with these like big auteur directors, but it's shot in VistaVision. It looks beautiful. I will say, like the beautiful cinematography is kind of what got me through this whole thing. There were some fantastic shots. Now I will say the same thing about the production and set design and set dressing, fantastic, and the costume design, all amazing. It is like top notch here. They have some of the best actors. Like Margot Robbie's a fantastic actor. Jacob Elordi's a fantastic actor, and so they have all these like known actors for auteur shit and like for all these art house stuff and these Oscar stuff, and all of this set design and cinematography is also like Oscar worthy kind of shit, and and everything else about it is just so TikToky. It feels like so like designed to be this perfect like art house movie. It really does. This is Oscar bait. Like, I mean, this is like the highest tier of Oscar bait you can make.
Yes. But yes, it is Oscar bait. It's I don't know how to explain this. It's not good, for sure. Which brings me to my next point, which is we should make this kind of like a formula for this. So we talked about the first reel that I saw before watching this, and then you talked about how it's like, yeah, it's getting the TikTok crowd. Now I'm going to talk about the second reel that I saw.
Oh,
All right, here we go. And then we can talk about that. So, second reel, it was the same thing. It was like before and after, and it was like before watching uh, Wuthering Heights, and it was and this is like within the context of like reading the book and like knowing about the book and reading the book and study and like, well, not studying it but just reading the book. And she fucking like when then we cut back to after the movie and she's like like it just has a disgusted look on her face and she's like blazing and she's like, wow, this movie fucking was awful and like complete shit and not good at all. So this movie definitely has its haters, which is good because like, I don't know. I think with a movie like this, it's just bound to fucking destroy anything that you're like trying to advocate for. Like you're fucking
oh.
just destroying everything, okay?
If we
Like, why did you make this movie? Why? Why?
if we want to talk about book accuracy,
Why?
so I've read a little bit about this, and so this is only an adaptation of about half of the book. The Margot Robbie's character dies half of the book, and the last half of it is like this like really ghostly, like dark, haunting angle kind of thing. Her character haunts Heathcliff as a ghost, and it's supposed to be like more horrific. And this book isn't a love story. This movie is a romantic love story. It's trying to portray itself as a love story. The book is a revenge story. Heathcliff and Margot Robbie's character, I can't remember the name of, they're manipulative to each other. They like genuinely like hurt each other and dig into each other in very horrific ways in the book. And it's this huge story of manipulation and class is what it's all about. And this feels like such a misreading of the book. And the other thing that I want to say that is such a huge
No,
fumble
it's
for this
insane.
movie and the biggest controversy around it. I think you know what I'm going to say. Do you know what I'm going to say?
Do I?
Have you
I
heard
don't
about
know.
have you heard
What are
you
you
haven't
gonna
heard
say?
about the huge controversy around this movie?
Oh,
Okay.
yes, I have. Okay,
Okay.
there we go.
So
Yeah.
so
All right.
Heathcliff in the book is originally a black man. And if you watch the movie and like watch all those elements, it makes so much sense. There's the scene at the beginning where okay, well, we're getting to kind of spoilers, but I don't think there's Heathcliff is kind of a servant. He's very poor. He's very underclassed. All of the characters judge him more than they judge other characters. Every character is very suspicious of Heathcliff, and there's moments of him getting whipped and abused by other characters. He sleeps in a more poor way than the other characters do. He's abused by the other characters. It's very obvious that this guy is seen as less than the other characters. And the movie just plays that off as kind of like a class thing, or just, yeah, pretty much just a class thing.
Yeah, like he's a peasant boy,
But it's
like a little
but
boy.
him being African American, a black man, it makes so much sense that that's the case in the book. And apparently the book speaks about a lot about race and about Heathcliff and his role as a black man in this place and in this story, which makes a lot of sense. That sounds way more interesting, and that really does make a lot of random things in this movie click. And it feels so out of touch to cast a white man as Heathcliff. Like, it really does, like, learning about this character, it really does feel like it's not the right interpretation of the character.
Yes. Okay. It took me a while to realize that he wasn't black in the movie.
What?
It was like 30 minutes in the movie. I was like, wait, is he white?
That's crazy.
But it looks like the only movie that did it is like the 2011 film adaptation of the book was like the only movie that actually made him Heathcliff a
Well, the iconic version is like
was played by a black actor, I
Well, the
believe.
iconic version came out in the 30s, and I don't think black actors in the 30s that was a really great environment for black actors. So I don't know. And again, I haven't seen the other versions, so I'm just going to talk
Oh
about this
God, no,
one.
it was not. Yes. Yeah, it's that is a big controversy. I've seen a lot of people talk out about that, and I've also seen the actor in an interview. He got asked a question at a panel, and
Elordi.
well, this is just her interpretation, and she just wanted me. Which low key, you know what? I'm gonna say it. I genuinely don't think that she meant anything malicious out of that. I just think that she wanted Jacob Elordi, like
I think
genuinely, like
I think that she's just an idiot.
which you know what?
Like
Maybe that is
I
fucked.
think that she is just like massively misinterpreting this story, and she is like misrepresenting what it actually is, and that's why this feels so weird. She actually is just does not understand what Wuthering Heights is, and I just feel like that's what it is. And it's also like the Emerald Fennell isms as a director. I hate all that bullshit too. All of her marks as a director. So all of that added together makes this a really just not great movie for me.
Yeah. Okay. So we got that kind of the point of like how it's getting backlash and stuff like that, and like a lot of people do not like this thing because of the interpretation of it from the book. And then I saw the third here. We're gonna go back to the third reel that I saw before watching this movie,
All
and it
right.
is possibly the most concerning one. All right, here we go. It was just a caption. It's just her like in a bookstore or whatever, and she's like, "All right, I just saw Wuthering Heights after studying this book for an entire semester, and I thought it was incredible." And I was like, "What? Like, is this real?" And I looked, and like I read the caption, and it was just talking about how much like this adaptation was or how this interpretation was a good like adaptation of the book, and how it like made sense in a modern 2026 movie telling this story of this book. And I was like, okay, this is interesting because we actually have someone who is a fan of the book, who studied the book, studied it, and they're saying that this movie's good, and that is what got me worried. You see? Because I was thinking maybe I'll like this thing. Like, not like it, but I will like maybe I'll feel something at the end of this movie. Like, just maybe. It's just like a slight chance. We'll see. And then the end of the movie happened, and I felt nothing. I felt
It's
nothing.
Yeah, it's such a nothing. I can't even tell what this is saying. Like, I've read about like what the book is saying. And again, we have not read the book. So, like,
Yeah.
take everything we say in comparison to the book with a grain of salt. I should have said that before, but you know.
Yeah.
Um
I'm not gonna compare to the
Like,
book. I just
yeah,
mean as a movie
as a
like
movie,
just watching this
yeah,
as a movie.
as a movie,
I just didn't like
I don't know what this
connect
is
with it.
saying. Like, and not every movie has to say something, obviously, but this is very obviously trying to say something, and I have no idea what this is saying. And the movie is trying to act like it's
Well,
saying
the
it like it,
marketing,
it's trying to feel. It feels like it thinks it's saying something profound, and the ending feels like it's trying to say something sweet and profound about love. But what did it say? Like, I have no idea. What is the central message or thesis of this film? Do you know?
okay, so well, let's you know what? Can we just get into spoilers?
Yeah. This is like a 4 out of 10 for me.
This is a 5 out of 10. It's pretty like middle of the road.
This
It's
is
not
just
good.
slightly below average. And also, the only reason why it's a 4 out of 10, what brought it up to that four, is the cinematography, production design, and costume design alone. That's the only
Oh yeah,
all those 4 points go to just that. It looks beautiful. And one thing I will say
It does look
before we go
good.
to
A lot of
spoilers,
the imagery is
one thing
really
I will
good as
say,
well.
a lot of movies handle like fog and mist terribly, like when it comes to image wise. This movie handles the fog and mist beautifully. There's like a heavy mist over almost every single outdoor scene in this movie, and it looks beautiful. It does. So it
Yes.
looks like a Victorian painting, and that's what they were going for. And it does look beautiful. And all props to the DP and the color graders and colorists and everyone who worked on the production design team and the costume design team and the art directors, everyone behind all the art stuff behind this film. Huge props to you. It's some of the best of the year so far. I will say that it is fantastic. And that's
Yeah.
what the 4 points get. This movie sucks in every other way. So yeah.
Alrighty. Spoilers. Three, two, one. Um. All right. Thesis of the movie. Don't like get in the way. Don't let hate of. Hold on. Don't let pettiness get in the way of love or some shit. I don't know. That's the best I could probably come up with.
That's stupid. It's a stupid thesis, and even if that is the thesis, and I see where you're coming from, that's still
Well,
a
I don't
bad
think it's a
thesis.
stupid. I think that
Well, I mean,
I
it's
think
a
on
it
face value, don't be petty.
yeah. Well,
And then
that's
like
not what
it's too late with your love.
that's not what I'm saying. Also, not too late for your love. I mean, considering what happens, I think the film kind of gives up on that point. But like the don't be
Well,
petty stuff,
okay.
I don't think
I
that's like a
don't.
okay. I don't think that's a
I think
stupid
it should,
message,
but
but
I
like the
don't
way
even think
it's,
it
but if
does.
that
Like
is
I
the
think that
thesis, if that's the thesis of the film, then
I think
that's
so.
it's executed terribly. Again, it's yeah. Again,
Yeah,
I
that's what I'm
think
saying.
so.
Because
I
that's
have
what I
no idea.
immediately got out.
I
That's what I
genuinely, I'm
immediately
like,
got out of it.
what is this? What is this trying
As a
to say?
viewer,
Yeah,
I was like, okay, so we have a guy who's like kind of was really well, you know, these two people were super heavily like in love with each other and they like and but you know, she wasn't willing to like end it off with the other fucking guy. So the other guy got jealous and mad, so he kept getting with like he kept saying that he was gonna get with like the sister-in-law and it was like a really weird thing and was sending like love letters and shit like that and fucking was being really petty because he knew it would make her feel bad. And then at the end of the movie, it was too late, and he realized that he was like, that was dumb, and he shouldn't have done that. I mean, that's kind of like immediately that's what I got out of it. But I was like, okay, hold on a second. Are we really going with the this is a tragic love story? There's nothing loving about this story. This is I think that this should be taken as like a fucking hateful story. This is they hate each other
yeah.
through love. It's very complicated, but for some reason the movie at the end seems to be wanting to paint it as like, yeah, this is the
I can.
greatest love story of all like time,
That's
which
I
is
think that was the I
insane.
think that was the tagline. The tagline for the
That was
movie
a
was
tagline.
like the greatest love story or something like that. I don't know.
So the trailer says that it's the greatest, like in the trailer, it's like this is the greatest love story ever told, which is insane because the movie seems to be, you know, um, completely disregarding like the entire sort of point of what the movie itself is seems to be trying to make, which is it like forget about the book's interpretation, like forget about that. The movie is trying to make this point and then it fumbles. Like what? That's insane. I thought it was insane. I just
I It's
I
just
don't know. Maybe,
it's
maybe it genuinely was trying to be like
well,
tragic or I
this
don't know.
thing
Fuck.
it's for one, it is full of itself. It is so full of itself. And I'm gonna say the p word. It is pretentious. It is, but yeah, it's so full of itself. It believes that it is so much smarter than it is. That's the one thing. Number two, it believes it's so much sexier than it is. I didn't find it sexy. Um, and number three, like I can get a hint from watching these characters that these are complicated characters, but in the movie, they in the itself, they are not complicated characters.
You know what? Yeah, okay, I'm gonna make a crazy like analogy real quick.
Okay.
Okay, so watching this movie, it's kind of like when you watch a movie. I'm gonna go, for example, earlier. Like, do you remember earlier, like sort of Disney live action remakes of
Ugh.
like
Ugh.
Beauty and the
When you
Beast?
say
Just
Disney
hear me
live
out. Hear me
action,
out.
I'm like throwing up in my
Hold on.
mouth.
Hold up. Shut up. Hold on. So we're gonna go back to those movies real quick, and I'm just gonna use Beauty and the Beast as an example. So do you know how every like earlier, well, this happens in recent one too, but like the directors they want to have their own like they want to add their own little twist to it or their own little vision, and that could be in like sprinkled out throughout the film, or it could be like specifically on this one moment. And that one moment in Beauty and the Beast live action remake is like it kind of delves into like Belle's mother, and I only remember it because it had like the plague doctor, and it's like, yeah, she had the plague. It's super dark. Get it? Because it's like a dark live action. I feel like Wuthering Heights is just a Disney live action remake if it just wasn't like if it was just heavily focused on like trying to make it dark, like the Beauty and the Beast part. Does that kind of make sense? Like,
I
because that's what I
guess.
was totally getting throughout the entire movie. Like the whole movie, I was like, this is just kind of like a Disney remake fucking vibes here. Like just with how things were like just how
I
everything
mean,
was like unraveling.
I guess you could say with slop,
I
but
was like,
again, like I said before, it feels like just very constructed art slop. Like, I even forgot to mention in the TikTok area, which this totally applies to that. But Charlie XCX wrote music for this movie, and it's all over it. Moments of this movie feel like a music video for Charlie XCX. And like obviously, like I don't know, I like Charlie XCX. Some of her songs are a bop. I like some of her songs, but I'm not like the biggest fan of her. I
and
like her a lot less than some of
I
the bigger
think I'm
pop
gonna
musicians now.
dine's house.
Yeah, I keep
Bro,
hearing
when
that
that
song
fucking
everywhere. Some of
TikTok
these songs are getting
soundtrack,
so
when
big.
it played at the opening, I was done. I was I don't know. What do you think about that opening? Because I actually, you know what? I think that like
Yeah, as I said, for the first 45
I actually
minutes,
kind of liked it.
I was kind of
I
like
and
entertained. I'm like, okay, this is
this is
fine.
going to sound crazy. This is gonna sound crazy, but I genuinely think that like the choice to have like the suggestive creaking sounds and like faint moaning throughout the like opening title
Yeah,
sequence,
I
and then you
mean,
cut to a man hanging. I kind of like
I,
I was like
yeah,
I kind of like that. I think that was
I can
the most
agree.
creative moment of the
I
movie.
will agree with that. That is the best moment of the movie, and it goes way
It was
downhill
just
from
the
there.
most creative. And then I was like, okay, so that's I don't know, that could be done like something like that like could be done interestingly, like if you relate it to the end of the movie somehow, like they could do something super
And I will
interesting
say,
with that. And then they fucking didn't. And I
not
was
the
like,
first
okay,
45. Whenever they're kids, like when it stops from them being kids is like when it went really downhill for me. Like I was up and down on the kids segments, but I'm like I was like entertained enough when they were kids. But when
no,
it's
that's
they
like the
stopped being
first
kids,
15 minutes.
yeah, that I don't know why I said first 45. I even said that in my like letterbox review. No, but like only the segments when they were kids when I was like decently entertained. It felt like 45 minutes, dude.
Yeah, I yeah, I didn't.
Ugh.
Okay, and then this is a glaring issue that I only kind of notice it in the first like act of this, but holy fucking shit, bro. What the fuck were they cooking in the editor's room?
Oh my
This
god,
movie is
this movie's
edited so
terribly
poorly.
edited. We better see this
There's
shit at the
so many like
Razzies, dude. Ugh.
there's so many like continuity errors, like just like super simple ones that could have so easily been like this. And you know what? I'm a bitch, all right? I'm just a little bitch, okay? But like fuck, dude, when I'm watching a
Ugh.
Hollywood like level, like multi-million dollar. I there like there's no excuse to have one shot of Jacob Elordi just looking the complete other fucking way, and then like his lips don't even fucking like
Oh,
like not it,
oh,
oh, it's bad, dude. And there's a lot of cuts in this thing that are like really bad. And usually there's a lot of interesting shots in this, but they never linger. They never last. They never last enough to like put an impression on you, bro. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like
and oh, yeah.
it's not
Okay,
good. It's
it's
really, really
it's
not
time
good.
to. I think it's about time to have the discussion about the sexuality of this film. We started going at it in in the comments of your letterbox review, but
Oh yeah.
I think it's time to have that conversation. So I think this movie's quite tame. I think that this film was trying to, well, from the trailers, it was trying to make us seem like this was a really sexy movie. There's a lot of sexy shit that's gonna happen in here, and I mean, most of the time it's just Emerald Fennell putting the camera really, really close to a mundane thing, and then having some, and then like getting some weird sound design to make it sound like sex.
Yeah, that happened a lot of times in the
Yeah,
movie.
like everything has to be sexual. She has to get really close to people's fingers when they're doing dough and shit, and fucking egg yolks, and
Oh yeah,
everything.
eggs. What about the
Everything has to be
eggs,
so
guys?
sexual.
Yeah. I thought that's like I think that's what I'm saying when I said, well, okay, so well, I said that she's the most one of the
She is the
most
most horny director.
horniest
The
director
most.
in
Not one of the.
Hollywood.
She is the most. I mean, actually, I don't know. Maybe Woody Allen's like more horny, but he's not in Hollywood
Well,
anymore,
yeah.
and he's probably the worst guy in the world. So,
Well, I just meant in general. I just meant in Hollywood, like literally just
yeah.
like in general.
No, she
And you know
loves
what? I
sex.
stand by that. And you know what? I have not seen Saltburn. I've seen clips of it because it's a TikTok movie,
Yeah.
but I haven't actually like
Have
seen
you seen
it.
him like
So
licking cum from the drain and shit?
I actually have not seen that. When you said that shit, I was low-key starstruck. Um,
Yeah,
but
that's
you
the.
know what?
Okay, you know what?
Might give
Maybe
it a
just haven't
watch.
seen Saltburn. That's why you're like,
Yeah,
this is
I
freaky.
think that's
Like
why I think it was freaky.
I
It's
was
because I
like
haven't
I'm like
seen
I know
like
what kind of shit she's going for, and I was expecting freaky shit like that. Like
okay.
we don't even see like
I'm sure you were let down then.
we don't even see like Heathcliff dick. Like I was getting ready
No,
to
we don't. Well, we don't
laugh.
see anything. We
Yeah,
don't
I
see
know.
anything.
I know. There's no nudity. I was getting ready to laugh at some of the freaky stuff because it's genuinely just funny. Like it's so stupid
Yeah,
that they try to turn it into something hot and sexy. It's just funny and stupid. That's what it is. That's all it is actually.
yeah. It's not good. It's actually really bad, and there's a lot of like weird shit about this fucking movie, and there's a lot of freaky stuff about this movie that I don't know. I feel like what's another like freaky part? Oh, there's like the dog part where she, like
Oh my
the sister-in-law
god.
like sits
That
and
was the
barks and is like,
worst thing in the
and it's like,
film. That
oh
was the
my god, oh
worst
my god,
moment
oh
in
my
this
god.
movie. That was excruciatingly bad, dude. Like I'm like, what are we supposed to be saying here? What are we doing here? This is
You know,
not.
I'm gonna say something crazy, Eric. I'm
Oh,
gonna say
I
something
like that
absolutely
moment.
insane.
It's camp. It's good camp.
No, I feel like I don't know. I feel like for a movie like this, I was kind of let down a little bit. Because like I was expecting more moments like that. And you know what? I'm
Oh,
not gonna
same.
lie. When that moment happened, I was like actually like shocked. I was like, what the fuck? And then like my jaw was to the floor. I just couldn't believe what I was watching. And I don't know, it was probably the most like
I was
engaged in that movie that
no
I
okay.
fucking ever
So you
was.
know how that scene was funny in a bad way. Like I was
It
laughing
is
during
no,
that
dude.
scene.
That movie is no,
That's
no.
the
Wait,
scene.
hold on, Eric. That's the when that happened. That's when the old guy behind me was like, and I was like, it was straight. It
Yeah,
was.
I was the only
Uh,
one laughing. I bet like
so no.
I saw when I was walking to the theater, some of like the women were giving me like a like bad faces and bad looks, and I'm like, I'm sorry, but that movie was funny. That well, not that movie. That movie was mostly boring. But that moment was funny as hell, dude. That was so stupid.
It's not good, bro. It
And
was
look, so like Saltburn has more moments like that, trying to be played off as either serious or sexy, and it is like falls flat on its face, and it is just funny. I was like expecting this entire movie to be like that, but alas, it was boring.
It- yeah, I guess it was. I wasn't even. Well, no, I was bored. I was bored. The only thing that was like keeping my attention was like the set design. Like I genuinely love looking at all the like weird ass crevices and like mushes that they fucking made the walls with, and like the beds and like the costumes. I actually was talking to my friend, and she fucking hated the costumes. I think they're technically designed well, but you know, with her point, and even in my review, I was like, yeah, I like the costumes because you know they look pretty, but yeah, like looking back at the movie, it's like, why did they put her in a fucking milkmaid, like garment? Like that's fucking so stupid. And yeah,
I don't know.
and I just
What I
it's
what
really
I
good.
will say, uh, um, what I will say is that after they turn kids, they act like teenagers, and I think they're supposed to be teenagers at this part in the
Yeah,
book.
well, yeah, they're
Margot
supposed to be.
Robbie is like 40.
Yeah, well, you know, it's
Yeah, I
just
don't know.
it's annoying because they're acting like teenagers, you see. Uh,
Do
but
you? I'm about to say something really stupid here. Do you think that this movie would be
yeah,
different if they cast Bonnie Blue for Margot Robbie's role instead?
who's that?
Hello?
Oh, sorry. Who's that?
Oh, you don't know?
I do not know. I don't know ball.
Okay. No, this is not Ball. I am worse off for knowing this. This is a really embarrassing moment for me, actually. One of the worst in my life. Um, Bonnie Blue's like become like a shit post and a meme now, and that's the only way I know of her. I promise you guys. But she's like a famous porn star, and she was like the one who's like, I'm gonna have sex with 100 men in 24 hours, and then like 1,000 men in 24 hours, and she did that.
I see. Well,
Yeah,
honestly, that's the kind of shit that
and she
Emerald or Pharrell should be doing right now. I feel like, you know, get her out of Hollywood, get into the. I'm being serious, bro. I think she'd genuinely be happier and like better off,
oh
like
oh
mentally.
that's the other thing is that like again okay I may say something that okay no never mind I'm not gonna say this okay I will but like take what I
Bro
take
folded under no pressure. What the
okay
fuck?
just
That was
take
fucking
this with a
hilarious.
grain of salt.
No,
So I feel
just
like Emerald Fennell is like she's loved by a lot of women specifically, right? And she's kind of like that big auteur like cinematic director for women, making stories for women, right? Like Saltburn, I'm sure like a large amount of the fan base who loved it, from what I can see, was women, right? So, um, it feels weird because I don't think this movie has any mature view of women at all in general, or a mature view of love in general, or men, or just people at all in general. Honestly, not just women. This movie just does not have a mature or a sophisticated or complicated view of just people and love in general, and I feel like the fact that a lot of women look up to her films as like this artsy this woman who's making art films, I feel like she's letting a lot of that down. Like, and of course art's subjective. If someone loves this, then good for them, you loved it. But like what I am saying is that we don't have a lot of women figures who are making art films like this in the space right now, and I think that it's a good thing that we do have some of these big ones. And it honestly feels like a letdown when we have someone who it just doesn't have a complicated view of love or relationships, at least in this big film that she's making, which is this is a big studio film. This costs like a lot of money.
yeah.
Again, take that with a grain of salt. I'm not a woman, so you can like
Well, yeah.
you can kind of completely disregard that fact, that whole take as well. I don't know.
Well, I mean, I think I can. I think
You see what I'm trying to
that a lot of
say, right?
people would agree. I do see what you're trying to say. It's kind of like you are you're kind of letting
What I will say
you're setting
is
this
if
we're setting
you
this back a little bit.
if
Like
we
if I
have
like, you know,
I wouldn't say setting us back. I don't think this is doing anything like awful, but like it's not mature
just
at
make
all.
porn, bro. Oh my God, just make porn, bro. Holy shit.
It's
Just do it.
yeah.
It's fine. I like Emerald, I can tell, like we can
I feel
all
like
tell
I'm gonna be honest.
the whole room
I
can
feel like
tell.
she just cast Jacob Elordi because she wanted to see him naked.
but fucking that never happens in the movie.
I mean, maybe she did see him naked on set. I don't know. That's
It's a
not how
deleted
sets work,
scene.
actually.
It's like
Like he
Kojima
probably
scanning the
if
feet
yeah.
of the fucking actress for Quiet in Metal Gear Solid. He's like, we just have to scan your feet here. Oh yes,
Also, for
there we
part of this
go.
movie, it feels like Jacob Elordi is just doing Frankenstein.
Frankenstein. Really,
Frankenstein.
I actually didn't even like. Bro, I don't know. They're kind of like shafts of a character, and there's like maybe there's like it's building off of a character that's super complex, and but they don't actually do anything with that complexity, and it's just kind of like super hollow.
Yep.
It's kind of just like whatever. That's what I'm saying. It's like very like it's like middle of the road, just kind of like there's a lot of good stuff because it's like
Uh,
technically made very well except for the editing
and the sound design,
and the sound design
and the score, and the soundtrack.
and the score and the soundtrack. But like it's very like I don't know, it's just kind of
Like
like
visually, it's good. Like all the
yeah,
visual elements are good.
that's what I'm saying. Like it's just it's just kind of it's just average, man. It's just
It's
like
not average. This is below average, dude. This is not average.
I think it's average. I think it's like
I can okay.
average,
Here,
like
let
just
me
kind
let
of
me.
mid.
Are you
The
saying
most
that
mid
that
is mid.
are you saying it's average because Hollywood's putting out a bunch of big shit right now, and so because this is shit that this makes this average?
I actually guess yeah.
Okay, well I can get behind that a little bit more, but I'm not saying this is like an average middle of the road movie. Like
Well, I
come
don't know. I would
on.
consider okay, so even though it's like so 5 out of 10, right? I think that like the actual average is probably closer to like 6 out of 10 like just because I genuinely believe that most movies that are average are like
I
good
like
or like passable,
I like
right?
Iron Lung more
But
than
like
this.
I do
I
think
think Iron Lung is
that
passable, and I
this
think
is
Iron Lung is closer to. I wouldn't
yeah.
call Iron Lung average. I think it's slightly below, but I think Iron Lung is like much closer to average than this is. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
I don't know. 4 out of 10. This thing sucks. Hard, dude.
I'm giving it a 5 out of 10.
Okay.
It's not good.
What do you want to talk about next? Well, I think we should do um Rap World. I mean not Rap World. Nirvana, the band, the show,
Really,
the movie.
I'd rather do Rap World because it's I don't know we just kind of
Well, we usually do
get
the
that one out of the
recommendation
way.
right at the end.
Oh yes, that is correct. Let's do Nirvana.
Okay. So, we have Nirvana, the band, the show, the movie, directed by Matt Johnson. That is our next pick. And I just want to stay off. This is the best movie of the year. It is. And I think it is one of the
Yeah,
best of the decade.
absolutely.
I'm absolutely like confident in saying that.
No, absolutely. I think it is hilarious. It's definitely the best comedy of
Oh, it's
of many years.
it's probably maybe the best comedy of the decade. Actually, cuz like we've
Yeah,
been talking about
yeah,
this
for
recently.
sure.
Like we talked about the Golden Globes and like what was nominated. And we saw like one battle after another was nominated in like the musical or comedy category at the Golden Globes. And I wouldn't call that a pure comedy. It has a lot of comedic elements to it, but I wouldn't call one battle after another a pure comedy. This is a pure comedy.
Yeah.
This is what I would call pure comedy. And if we're
Yes,
just
it is.
talking about pure comedy movies, this is definitely the best one of the past 10 years.
You know what? Ah, I gotta say, it probably is. You don't see many comedy movies much, which is a real shame. Like an actual real shame. Like it is really sad.
Yeah.
But because I was in a theater, I was in the theater, and you know what? It was like people were laughing. I was like,
What
yeah,
was your theater
fuck yeah, like
packed?
let's go. My theater was packed. Yeah,
Oh my
it was
god.
it was
Good for you, dude. I bet that experience is great.
well.
My
No.
theater had almost no
Okay,
one
hold
in it.
on. I'm gonna talk about this a lot later, but just okay, but the most of the audience was great, but and we'll talk about this later, but let's just say there was this one aspect that definitely completely tapered my
Was there
viewing
like one person on their
enjoyment of this
phone or
fucking movie.
talking during it, or yelling at the
Well,
screen or something like that?
well,
You can
no,
talk
none of
about it now.
those.
This is a perfect place to.
Okay,
Or
all right.
is it
So
something you
here we
want to
go.
talk about
Set the
off air?
scene. All right. No, I won't. No,
Okay.
I'm. It's
Okay.
definitely on air thing. Okay, here we go. So, movie peak. All right. So, you know, okay. So it was like packed, as in a sense of like, do you know how movie theaters are spaced out? You have that like aisle of like handicap seats, and like you
Yeah.
have a little aisle there in
Yeah.
front. So anything beyond that, which I get it, it's close to the screen, but it's not like that close to the screen. That was like kind of scattered. Like there was like maybe groups of two, groups of three, in, like the front, or like groups of four. But like there's still a ton of seats available up there. And when you get farther back, it was like, yeah, that whole thing was just packed. So
That's
I
awesome.
get there to the theater, and I watch it with me, my girlfriend, and my Michael, right? And she's like, all right, what tickets do you want? And I'm like, all right, I'll get the three seats like to the far right of the closest row that's not like that's behind the handicap
Yeah.
row.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And it's like there's four empty seats there, and like there's one loner seat that's not available yet. But I'm like, okay, what? I mean, look, I mean, even like, even behind us, like I'm sure there was some like seats that weren't next to somebody immediately.
Oh
Like it
no.
was a big theater, but like it wasn't like that packed. And I was like, okay, there's no asshole is actually gonna like buy a seat next to like just these people. Like no one would do no one
I've had this
sensible
happen.
would do that if they're in a group alone. And we get there, and the movie's fucking like literally about to start, and and this chud, an actual chud, walks up and fucking sits in the fucking seat, like, and bro, oh my fucking god, bro, it was they weren't on their phone or anything, and like, you know what, I'll cut them some slack because it's probably the most like enjoyment they fucking ever had in their useless life. But holy shit, they
Oh
were
my god.
fucking laughing at like like full
Oh
volume,
my god.
it's not even like when something's funny, like it like they were laughing like three times louder than the fucking old man at Wuthering Heights, and that man was behind me, and like that it was nothing compared to what this behemoth of a being was doing. It was insane, and like it was like it didn't like they didn't even laugh at like they laughed at appropriate times, but it's like it's whenever the characters would be like, "Fuck!" It's like that's when that was the funniest shit ever. Oh my god, they just said "fuck." Oh my god,
Okay.
that's the funniest
To
thing
be
ever.
fair,
I'm gonna laugh,
what I will
and then the
say,
whole thing goes
what I
on.
will
They're
say,
fucking
there's
like,
some. Okay, I'm gonna cut this guy some slack because a lot of the curse words are bleeped out in this film, and some of the times they're just not bleeped out for comedic effect, and those moments are really, really funny. So I will cut him some slack with that.
yes, they
Even the
are funny,
bleeped
and
out
you know
curse
what?
words are really funny.
And you know what? It is funny, and it's funny when it's funny. You know what? I'm gonna laugh at full volume. I'm gonna be like, "Ha!" like that, bro. This person's laugh was like three times fucking louder than that. I couldn't even try to be as loud if I wanted to do that. Like I'm not joking. And it's like so just obviously disruptive, like so incredibly obviously disruptive that I genuinely think this person gets a kick out of it. I genuinely think this
Oh my
person
god.
gets a kick out of finding a seat that is like mushed in between like a ton of people and just like completely just like being a behemoth. And like sometimes they would laugh and their laugh would last like 5 seconds, and you would miss another really funny joke. And it's like, okay, shut the fuck up. Like actually shut the fuck up. You are in a theater of like a lot of other people that want to that like are enjoying it the same level as you, but they also want to, like understand what's going on. So like please, for the love of God, dial it back, because this like it's like yes, it is that funny, okay? But like holy shit, have some sensibilities of your fellow man. All right? We're all trying to witness peak, and you are genuinely tapering that, okay? So shut the fuck up. And they, oh my god, and like yeah, it was bad. It was not good.
But you still mostly enjoyed the movie, and you got to get out all of it, right?
Oh
You
yeah, it
didn't
was
really.
great. Holy shit. I'm not even gonna lie, like halfway through the movie, it's like that person sitting next to us, they would laugh, and it would go in one ear and come out the other, because I was just so locked in, and I was enjoying this thing so much that that the movie immersed me, even though like an insanely distracting thing was going on.
Okay.
Like that's how good this
So
is.
So I'm gonna give some context behind this. This is based. This is directed by Nat Johnson, and this is based on the TV show called Nirvana the Band, the show, also created by Matt Johnson. And that TV show is based on a web series called Nirvana the Band, the show. So Matt Johnson's a big director now. He's one of my favorite directors at currently working at the moment. He's fantastic, and the show is basically about a band in Toronto, Canada, named Nirvana the Band, and they don't know that there's another band named Nirvana. They're idiots. They're two idiots, and they want to have they want to play a uh they want to play a venue in Toronto called the Rivoli, and basically their show is they do a bunch of stunts and do a bunch of public stunts and go up to a bunch of like cartoonish hijinks to try to play the Rivoli. Every single episode of the web series and every single episode of the TV show, and the movie is also just a giant stunt and a giant plan to play the Rivoli.
Yes.
So yeah, I have been a fan of this thing for about 3 years now. Back when I watched the original show on Viceland. Well, I didn't watch it on Viceland. I had to watch it other ways because Viceland is dead now. But I haven't seen all the web series. I've only seen some clips of it. It's also very good. And so I have been hyping this movie up to Luke for months now. And I'm not sure he really I'm not sure if I really properly explained this thing to him before because I'm not sure he really knew what he was going into before he saw the movie. So Luke, how was your experience going into this movie, like not being a fan? Because I was already a huge fan of Nirvana the band, the show. And so I've been like waiting for this movie for years because they talked about they were making it like 2 years ago, and I was like, I'm fucking pumped. So how was your
Dude,
experience going in? Like, not what did you know about this before going in, and like
well,
what was your
yeah.
immediate like thought about like really just jumping in and like finding out what it really is?
Well, it's basically whatever, like, whenever you would talk to me about it, like, I was like, oh my God. And you explained the style of the film and how they would, like, actually kind of, like, fuck with people, but it's not on the level of, like, Borat or anything like that. It's just kind of, like, integrated. I was like, this sounds incredibly unique. And, like, I didn't see any trailer for it. I, like, literally saw nothing for this. And I was like, I am so excited to see this thing like unfold and it because it is weird. I was getting the vibe of like it's gonna be kind of like it's like kind of like Borat, but not at all like Borat at all. But it's like something sort of similar to that, and like I'm already making like kind of something similar, making a I don't know if you don't know, you should subscribe to John and Y YouTube because that's like I was like okay, so it's kind of like that a little bit, like just a little bit goofy. And I was sitting there and I was
Yeah.
watching it, and then it started, and it was like he did the thing, and you know what? I'm gonna tune out the guy next to us. Not gonna talk about him, but anyway, but the rest of the theater they were like cheering and like clapping. I was like, oh, this is like an event, and I'm like pumped to watch this thing. And it kind of like, and you can watch it with that with knowing nothing about these
Yeah.
guys prior.
Yeah. No,
So
it's made
I
about.
did enjoy that part.
And what I will say is, if you are a fan and have been a fan for a very long time, there's so much fan service in this. Like, it's such a treat to watch as a fan and not as a fan. It's such a feat that this movie even exists in the state that it exists in.
Yes, no, it's insane. And it's like how? Like this is a such a how movie because I won't talk about this in spoilers, but logistically I'm kind of floored. I'm not even gonna lie because I
I've
don't
read
know how they
into
did some of
how
this stuff.
they did some of this stuff, and some of this stuff I still don't know how they did. Um, but yeah. So like, what at what point did the movie click for you, Luke?
Um, I'm gonna say like kind of a mild spoiler. It is like early in the movie, so there's no worries. But the moment that the movie clicked for me was when they were at the fucking like where or I don't know, they're like Lowe's or something, and
Oh, Canadian
they were
Tire.
getting the Canadian Tire, yes, because they're Canadians, but they were getting the clippers and they were talking to the guy, and he was like, so like if we were to like clip this and like, and the guy was like, I don't give a fuck what you do. Like I was like, all right, I'm in. This is hilarious. This shit's great. That's when I was in. So like very early in the movie is when it all clicked for
Yeah.
me.
Yeah. I mean, I was like, because I heard that this movie could be seen by people who haven't seen the show. And I'm like, this might be a hard sell to people. Because, like, the opening scene is a clip from the old web series, which does play into the movie later. But it is, like, it is a little bit weird and a little bit jarring if you haven't seen anything from the show. It's still funny. It is still a funny clip. But it is just a weird. And it takes a second before the movie kind of explains itself to you.
Actually, I didn't find the opening weird at all. I actually thought it like introduced the characters and reading the premise of the movie. Okay, I did know the premise. I did like read the premise of it before watching it. And reading it, I was like, okay, I get what we're going for, and I see what we're doing, and like it makes sense. So there we go.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So,
so yeah, it wasn't bad at all for me at least
so
to get
this
into
thing
it.
is outrageously funny. I don't think this thing goes a second without a huge laugh. It's so fucking funny.
Yes, well that's for sure. That is for sure.
Also,
Um,
at the 2027 Oscars, this should get a Best Editing nom. Like, this should get probably multiple noms, in my opinion. But, like, definitely Best Editing. The editing in this thing is what makes this work.
it is. It is so perfectly put together. It's like insane. And like
Oh my.
yeah, like genuinely like it's like a how did they do this stuff?
Yeah.
Like that's how immersed you get because it's like and not many movies like do that for me. Not many movies now that come out now I'm like, bro, how did they do that? You know? Because it's
Yeah.
kind of like, well, they probably just did this, but like genuinely I don't like know the logistics of it because it's like that's difficult.
It's hard to talk about this movie without spoilers. But what I will
It
say
is.
is I don't want to give too much away because I know that the trailers give a lot away. They even give one of the big stunts away, if you've seen the trailers. So I still don't want to talk about it. If you watch the trailer, you'll probably be convinced to watch it. What I will say is, because I want to get into spoilers now, what I will say is if you're listening to this and have not seen it, go watch this thing right now. This thing is fucking fantastic. Go
Yes.
watch it right now.
It got another week. Like this was a surprise for me because I do the Regal Unlimited and it was not showing at Regal when we had to film this. So I saw it at Century Rio and like it was the last day that it was showing it then. So it was literally the last time I could watch it and you know what? It just literally just now like I just looked it got another surprise week run at Regal, which like, oh my gosh,
Or it,
that is
it kind
so
of just
good.
expanded.
If you don't know, yeah, if you don't know, this movie does not have a wide release,
Well,
but
it
like,
has
holy shit, I'm like,
kind of a
no,
wide.
but
It's a like
it's
a
like
limited
it's
wide
only in
release.
many theaters. It's not gonna be in every theater, which
No,
is like
it won't.
really sad.
But it is in more
But
theaters
like,
than what it would be in. Like some movies have a
yes,
limited release, like other movies right now, like Pillion and Surratt, which I do really want to see. Those movies have a limited release. They're only showing in New York and LA, which sucks because I really want to see Pillion and Surratt. Those look both interesting as hell, but we'll have to wait.
yes, we will.
Um,
But
okay,
absolutely, thank you for
yes, I'm telling
whoever
you,
did the fucking Regal thing. Thank you.
and also Luke, you know now why I've been telling you to be ready for this movie for months. I've been hyping this thing up. I knew this thing was gonna be fantastic.
Yes. No,
Now
it
you
is
gotta watch the
fantastic.
show. Now you gotta watch the show. I sent it to you.
I really want to. Yes. Oh my gosh, please.
I already sent it to you like months ago or weeks ago.
Oh yeah. Okay. Thank you. I'll
Gotta
watch
check
this.
this shit out. Dude, it's addicting too. When I first watched the show, I finished it in like a couple days. It's so addicting because it's so good. I might actually rewatch it actually after watching the show, after watching the movie.
Yes.
I've watched some episodes of the show like 4 times just because they're so fucking great. Anyway,
Yes, they are.
before we get into spoilers, I give this a 10 out of 10. It's fantastic. It's a masterpiece. It's my favorite movie of the year. It's definitely going to be one of my favorites of the year at the
Yes.
end.
And me myself, I'm giving this a 9 out of 10. It's peak. Please
Yes.
watch this.
Yes.
Please support this.
This is,
Like
I mean,
you gotta
also,
like
one
please.
thing, this is a very Canadian, very Toronto movie, and I'm glad that these people are like making something like very close to home about their culture And yeah, it's cool. It's cool to see Toronto. I've never been there, but it's cool to see someone who loves and lived in Toronto all their lives, like really like talking about how great Toronto is and how like important it is to their culture and who they are and their identity. So that's awesome. I love movies that are personal like that, and this is definitely personal like that. Also, one other thing is that a lot of Canadian filmmakers, what they do is to make movies, they leave Canada and just make movies in Hollywood. But I'm glad that this movie like seemed to like be fully made in Canada, which is awesome.
Yes. No, I think that I mean that's also part of that's a big part of this movie's identity
It's
is
Canada, yeah.
being being in Toronto, and it's like a big part of the plot too, and it's
Well,
hilarious.
from what I was reading, one of the movie theaters showing it is a movie theater that appears in the movie and was like and a major part of the movie was filmed right outside of. And this movie has like sold out screenings for like weeks of this movie. Um that specific theater because people want to go see it at the theater that appears in the movie, which is awesome. I think you know what I'm talking about.
It's
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah, I do know which theater you're talking about. That's kind of like yeah, yeah.
Like sold out
I would
screenings for weeks of this movie.
I would
For like the
totally
next
watch
2
that.
weeks the screenings are sold out for all the times.
And stuff like that warms my heart because I know that this movie is still in the red because dude, this movie was made off of nothing. It's like $2 million budget,
Oh my
like
god.
literally nothing, literally a donut.
But I love that they
Like
make what they can out of it and it's so good.
no, it's like incredibly like this is a very high quality movie.
Anyway,
Like yes, 2 million like for a movie isn't a lot, but like these guys looks like they did it to literally the most of their ability. It is great. Um, and like and I'm not gonna I was surprised by the amount of like pretty high scale, dare I say, fantastical elements of this movie.
yeah.
Like like there's some shots in this thing where it was it like looks it's like big scale and it looks really like it's like
Well,
really
there's
high
some excellent
quality.
use of CGI in this movie. There really
Yes,
is.
there's some really good, yeah. And it blends really well. There's some great composition. Yes, this is kind of like a I mean, it is kind of like a okay, how can I say this? I want to say like it's kind of filmed like a ah, okay, don't take this the wrong way, but like initially when you watch this movie, it's like, okay, so is this gonna be kind of like a YouTube like film like a YouTube guy going places and just like prank a YouTube prankster, dare I
No,
say?
it's more than that.
No, it is like that to like a super high degree. Like there's a lot of like the composition of the shots are surprisingly like really good like in a lot of this. I remember specifically there's a shot of him just walking up to his home and it looks beautiful. Like actually
Yeah.
the coloring
Yeah.
and the way that the camera's moving is like insane. And that's something I was not expecting this movie to do.
Okay. Okay. Spoilers. Three, two, one. All right.
3, 2, 1, Toronto. Okay, so they go back in time
Yes.
and it's great. And you know what? It holds one of my favorite jokes because when he's showing off the time machine, he's like, "Yeah, man, check this shit out." And he said September 11th, 2001, and I was like,
Yeah.
"That shit's fucking hilarious." And then
I love
what else happens?
all the back in time elements where there's like the Jared from Subway ad and shit like that. That had me fucking laughing out loud.
Yes, and then they go 88 kilometers. It's
Yep.
funny. It's
I
a
love
funny
like
little.
he figures out how to build a time machine just by watching Back to the Future on VHS.
Yes, that part was very, very funny. It was very
Yeah.
hilarious. Haha. And then there's also a lot of funny stuff like I think it's funny that they're immediately because they're doofuses, right? But
Yeah.
their immediate conclusion to like to fixing the time travel van is because I mean the whole reason is because he spilt the thing on it, right? Like he
The
spilt
orbits.
his yeah, he
Orbits.
spilt the orbits on it. And instead of like coming to the conclusion where, oh, we just have to like pour water on this or like pour liquid to break it, they're like, no, it specifically has to be orbits. Like that's like
Ha!
it just there's no other way. That I think that Like that part is so fucking funny. Like, oh, also there's another hilarious joke when they get to 2008, and it's when, like, okay, so, uh, I believe it's, oh my God, can you tell me the characters, Jay and,
Matt.
so, yeah, so Jay finds out that it's 2008 by having a Bill, he looks at a Bill Cosby magazine and he like immediately realizes, right? But it takes, I'm sorry, say his name again.
Matt?
Matt, yes. It takes Matt, he goes to a movie theater and he's watching the movie theater, and in the movie they say the F slur a considerable amount of times,
Well,
and
it's The
everyone in the
Hangover.
theater laughs. Yeah, yeah, the hangover, yeah. And everyone in the movie is laughing their asses off, and he's like confused looking around, he's like,
That's
"What?"
when he
And that's when he
realizes.
realizes that it's 2000. And notice that that's the only joke that the fucking doofus next to me didn't laugh at. Oh, too far. No, I'm just kidding. But anyway, that part was hilarious. What's another funny joke?
um,
What's another funny joke?
what I want to
Whatever the
talk
fuck
about
with
specifically
people, that shit is so funny.
is when they come across their younger selves. So they filmed like 100 hours of footage when making the original web series, and this is like, I think some deleted footage and mixed with like some old footage that they had of themselves from the old web series that they were able to like assemble together to create this. And obviously they didn't have the original apartment, so I think they had to reconstruct the original apartment that they filmed it in, and obviously they had to film it on the same kind of cameras to, and it's just
Oh
so
yeah.
masterful editing that it ends up working. Like I really
See,
really
that's the part I
want to
was
see.
curious about because I
I
didn't know that
really
if it was old footage.
No, it is old footage. They're not de-aging them. Like the footage from the right at the beginning of the movie is also like that's part of one of their old web episodes the uh of the show. So, and all of the old stuff with their younger selves, every that's all old footage. That's not de-aged them. And
Wait, but what about the shot?
a lot of the footage of 2008 is also old footage. Like when they see like goths
But
walking around in the street
yeah.
and stuff like that, that's also old footage that they shot in 2008.
But what about the shot where they're walking like past them and they like see that their hats are covered and they're like, don't those guys look like us? Yeah, that's weird. Like, cause like they're is that actually old footage or is that like composed old footage?
I I think
I'm wondering
I
how they
think
did
that's a
that
mix of
specific
of
shot.
CGI and old footage like mixed together. They didn't use de
Cause
aging for
that is
this. They
crazy.
like they like
That
probably
is
got
insane.
yeah yeah a lot of great use of CGI, especially with like the billboards, like the
Also the
Dark Knight and
Ellen
the GTA billboard and stuff like that.
or like the Ellen, do you remember the Ellen
Yeah.
like skit? That was insane.
um, the other thing I want to talk about, the other big stunt, is them jumping off CN Tower.
Oh my God, yes. Was that, did
I
they get just stunt guys that did that?
So they didn't actually jump off. That was CGI, but they actually did go up,
Oh really?
and they did actually get the pliers through security. That's all real.
And they just
They
had
didn't actually
GoPro
jump off.
footage.
That was them jumping off was filmed in front of a green screen, and that's just some great CGI. And the mics of them screaming, that's all like good sound design. That was so funny where they're jumping off and the mics are cutting out and you hear the wind in the mics.
Oh yeah,
And
and the mics are cutting out.
yeah, that was great.
Yeah, that was hilarious. So what about did they film the shot of them like cutting the rope on a sound stage
Um
as well?
I think so, yeah. I think they yeah, and I think that's the reason why that shot is like shot through a security camera because they couldn't like perfectly
I was about to
recreate
say.
the thing, or I don't know
Right.
actually. I'm not sure, but I don't think they actually cut the rope while they were up there.
Well, yeah, I'd assume. Also, also when they go up there later on in the movie and it's like super windy, it's like really realistic like
Yeah.
somehow,
Well, yeah, that's
and he
that's also
falls
that's
off
obviously
again.
a soundstage. Yeah. Oh man.
That's perfect though. It looks great, which is ridiculous to say, but like it really does. Also, this is one of my favorite parts in the entire movie because it's really it like is really colorful and pretty and also hilarious. But it's when he falls and he's like falling and you just see his like he's him falling from the CN Tower, and then he has a parachute. It's later on in the movie, and then he
Yeah, yeah.
lands on top of like the bus or the train, and then he walks and then he like jumps across to like the shade cover, and then he falls off. I thought that was great.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
great.
Yeah. I mean, just so much of
That
this
whole
movie. This
climax.
movie, it just feels so seamless. It feels so effortless, and it just feels like pure magic the entire time. Like I was thinking about this the other day. If I was like stranded on a desert island, or I was like locked in a room, old boy style, and I was told, like you can only have one movie to watch for the rest of your life, and only one movie, I would choose this. Honestly, like I'd be so. This is so rewatchable. It's so magical. I could rewatch this thing a million times, and I don't think it would get old for me. It's just so good.
It is amazing. I was oh dude, the gun. Holy shit, that was
Oh
so
my
fucking
god.
funny.
Yeah. That was so unexpected too. Um and
No, that
so
was insane. Well, when I saw him pick up the gun, I was like, "Oh my God, he's gonna kill someone. He's just gonna murder somebody right here." And then he did, and it was like fucking hilarious. Oh God. Also, I
um
love it whenever they like do a flashback sequence, they'll add
so
something that originally wasn't there,
yeah.
and it's like,
Yeah,
"Oh,
that's
kill
that's
the
a
guy."
that's a running joke from the show. The show does that a lot. It's like a high that's like part of the construction of the episodes of the show. But the what's so great about that gun sequence is that mansion is a real mansion in Toronto, and that is the mansion of Drake. That's Drake's Toronto mansion.
What the fuck?
And when you see all the news footage of the people outside the mansion, so what happened in while they were filming the movie is because of, like the whole beef between like Kendrick and Drake, there was like a shooting outside Drake's mansion. I can't remember like the
Oh my God,
real
that was what the
I can't remember like the full context behind it, but there's a shooting outside Drake's mansion, and they were in Toronto, and they're like, okay, so we have a huge opportunity. So they went and they filmed over there while all the news crew were over there, talking about the shooting outside Drake's mansion. So all those news crew are real people,
my God, that is so funny.
and in
That
the
is
and it's
so
really
funny.
funny. And in one of the news broadcasts, you can find it. I'm sure if you like look online, you can see one of the news broadcasts of him talking about the shooting in Drake's mansion. You can see Matt Johnson directing a cameraman in the background of the footage to film specific things.
Oh my God. Jesus Christ. That is amazing.
Yeah, this movie is pure magic.
Yeah, no, because it genuinely is like, how did they do this? That is funny. I I have to tell everyone this now. Just the amount of hurdles that they had to go through and like technical shit that they had to do
So,
is
also some
amazing.
other stuff I learned about this movie is that like the editors were kind of the second directors because like they had an idea of what they wanted the story to be, but obviously because they're working with real people, all the real stuff that happens turns the story. Such as the Drake shooting, all the shooting stuff was like devolved from them going to Drake's mansion and fucking with him when fucking over like having fun over there. That all came from that moment. And they're like, oh, we could do this. And so like all the stuff that happens in real life affects what happens in the story. So they have to constantly be changing paths in the story. So it's a very chaotic way to make it. And so they were sending things to the editors from what I have seen, and the editors were telling them what to film. So the editors were basically the second directors on the movie, just kind of like telling them how they want things to be filmed and how they need to reshoot stuff and stuff like that.
They were the mega minds behind the whole thing.
Yeah, no, this thing is edited perfectly. It's perfectly like technically wise everything actually. It's just so fun. It is. It's the most fun you'll have at the movies ever is this movie.
Yeah, except for me. But
Really?
But you know what? If you're gonna be this, if you're gonna watch this movie, don't be that guy that gets their fucking like just as the movie's about to start and gets the one seat right next to like a whole row of people and laughs at full volume. Okay, so do that shit somewhere else.
Yeah,
All right.
it's an impossible movie to describe. It's such a euphoric movie to watch, and I get so many euphoric feelings from watching it. Yeah, it's just yeah.
Yeah, It's great. It is great stuff. It is genuinely best movie of 26 so far.
Yeah,
Um,
I mean, it may stay my best movie 26. Like I like personally for me, I have like the other big movies this year. Like I see like Dune 3 and The Odyssey being worse than this. Like personally for me.
yeah, that makes sense. Um, I don't know. I don't know about this year. I feel like there'll be some like obviously really good movies. I mean, like for me, I Nirvana the band, the show kind of the movie kind of came out of nowhere. You know, that was
Yeah,
all you, which I'm thank you for putting me on. Um, like that is awesome.
you got to watch the show. You're gonna love it.
I yeah, I know I will. But I don't know. I don't know about this year. I feel
Yeah.
like last like 25 was such a huge high. There
Oh,
was
it was a
so many
fantastic year for
bangers.
movies.
It was
24
insane.
was great, and 23 I think was probably the best year for movies in like a very long time. 2023 was like pretty pitch perfect.
What came out? What came out that year?
That was like the Oppenheimer, the Barbie year, but like all like Past Lives came out that year. Like yeah, a bunch of big shit. You have to read like the Oscar nominations for Best Picture for 2023 is genuinely a crazy lineup because it's like there's not a bad one on there. Like last year, like there was some low points on the Oscar nominations. Like Wicked was bad and Emilia Perez was bad and like Conclave was okay. And then like this year you have like Hamnet, which is okay, and F1, which is like okay but definitely doesn't deserve Best Picture. Like you can just look at the Best Picture lineup from 2023. It is fantastic. It is like so pitch perfect. Also, I don't think the Oscars are
Fair to
going to do
watch.
it, but Nirvana the band, the show should be in the 10 best picture at the end of 2026. I'm gonna be honest.
It probably should.
Um. Also, this movie kind of made me like almost tear up at the end. That ending is so sweet and sentimental, and I get that I may feel that way because I've been such a big fan of the show and I've seen all of it. But like I thought that that ending was such a sweet moment. I loved it.
I did too. Yeah.
It's a it's
It
a
was
it's a
really
great movie about friendship. It really is.
it is. It's a movie about friendship and you know, like like in the end he wouldn't change a thing, right?
Yeah.
Which is that is sweet. Even though the whole movie he was trying to escape the other fucking guy.
Matt, Matt and Jay.
Matt. Matt and Jay,
So what
Matt
I
and
will
Jay.
say is that Jay McCarroll writes the scores for all of Matt Johnson's movies. He's not in all of them, but he writes the scores for all of them. Uh, Jay McCarroll is mostly just in the Nirvana the band stuff, but Jay McCarroll also writes scores for a bunch of movies now. He's like a up and coming like Hollywood score writer, and that's his main focus is music. And Matt Johnson's doing a bunch of awesome shit as a director. But Matt Johnson, I think actually, yeah, he has a starring role in all of his movies.
Yeah,
He's a great actor too. You should see him
he
do some
is.
more serious stuff. He's great at some serious stuff too, actually.
Okay. I definitely want to check him out and more stuff. This is my first
He
movie
has
of his that I've seen.
he has a few movies. He has Blackberry, which you might heard of. It's like a biopic about the company BlackBerry who made the BlackBerry phones in the early 2000s and the 90s.
I I've heard about it.
Yeah, it's very very good. It's better than you expect. He has a movie called Operation Avalanche, which is another mockumentary, a fake documentary, like kind of like a found footage film about a team of CIA agents who are hired to fake the moon landing, and they're like and they're like efforts to get ready to fake the moon landing. So it's like a what if the moon landing was faked and like how the government would actually do it, and that's like the team that is in charge of faking the moon landing. It's a good great movie too.
Looks like I got to do some watching.
And his first movie, The Dirties, is an indie film about it's much darker and it ends on a really sad and dark note. It's a indie film about a kid who plans a school shooting.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's no, but it's also really well done. All three of his movies are fantastic.
All right. I gotta watch them, bro. I need to
Yeah,
lock.
I love all of them. I actually really do like all of them. Um, but this is my favorite of all of his movies. I think this one is my favorite. And he's doing uh a movie. He's making another movie coming out this year, I think, which is a biopic about a famous chef. I forget which his name is. Anthony Bourdain, the famous chef. It's a biopic about him, directed by Matt Johnson. So that's cool.
That is cool. I'm
Yeah,
excited to see.
10 out of 10. If you haven't seen this, just go watch it. Like, no matter who you are, you need to see this. You will love it. It's not artsy at all. It's not inaccessible in any single way. Like, a general audience member can enjoy this thing. This can be enjoyed by everyone. Go watch this. You will love this. I'm guaranteeing you.
Yes, please do. Alrighty, 9 out of 10.
10 out of 10. All right.
Gosh.
Next one. Rap World.
All right, let's wrap this up with
Rap World.
Eric's recommendation.
So, do you want me to give some context behind this?
Yeah.
So, this is directed by Connor O'Malley. This is a movie that came out a few years ago. No, it came out 2024. I think if we're talking about some of the best comedies of the past few years, that this is definitely like one of my favorite comedies of the past few years. It's a pure comedy. It's a great concept too. It's about a bunch of rappers making documenting themselves filming a rap album on one night. It's funny as shit, but it's directed and starring Connor O'Malley, who is another filmmaker who I really love and respect. He has a lot of like comedic side roles in a bunch of big A24 movies. And so you may recognize him from that. He was in like I Saw the TV Glow, and he was in like Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. He's been in a bunch of like A24 stuff, like as a comedic side character. But he does his own shit too. His YouTube channel, which is just Connor O'Malley, is fantastic. He makes genuine like experimental comedy films, which are just some of the best on the platform. They're so fucking funny. And I hope you should go to his channel, subscribe, and turn notifications on for every single video, because he just makes banger after banger. They're all these comedy short films, which I don't know if you went back and watched some of them after you saw this movie, Luke. Did you?
Hey, no, I did not. I literally
Okay.
just saw this.
Yeah, you need to. Yeah. Just check out any of his comedy short films. Some of them are very different from this and like very experimental and weird, but they're just so good. I guarantee you'll love them. They're really great stuff.
Alrighty.
And so this is his movie Rap World, which he made a few years ago. It premiered at a couple film festivals. It's gotten some positive reviews, like actually mostly positive. Most people watch it, really, really do like it, and it's a hard movie to hate. But I just feel like it's just kind of unsung over the past few years. I feel like it's one of the better movies of the past few years, and it's really funny, it's really solid, it has a great concept, and it executes everything perfectly. It's such a good movie. It really is. It's so fun, and it's short. It's swift. It's like an hour long.
Yeah, no, it's an hour long, and it's free on YouTube. It's
Yep,
funny.
I really recommend
Always a
this.
good one.
So what'd you think?
I would recommend like watching it with a friend as well, because I had a good time watching it with my bro. I think it's good. I'm not gonna lie. Uh, the movie took a little bit for me to get on board with it. I mean, I was already on board aesthetically with this. I think it's a good vision. I just mean a lot like I don't know. None of the jokes really landed for me in the first like 10 minutes. And obviously that's normal, right? They're just warming up.
Yeah, and
Um
like it takes a second to get where they're going for. When you get where we're
yeah.
going for, you're like, this is a really genius like concept. Like this is a great use of like low budget filmmaking, and this is still really funny. Like yeah, you have to be like yeah,
Yes. Yes, it is really funny. There's like multiple funny jokes. I love the fuck I well, all right. I can't say it. All right, we're gonna say this in spoilers, but my favorite moment is definitely the end. I think this moment the whole 55 minutes of this movie for me at least definitely crescendos. Like I feel
oh
like
yeah,
each moment the movie just gets
it's
better and better
and
and
it's
better
no
until
it's
it just like
perfectly length. It's
explodes.
not. It's just long enough. It doesn't go any longer than it needs to be.
Yeah, I love movies like that. It's
Yeah,
like I feel like they were making this movie and they were, you know, they had an outline of it. Maybe not a script. I feel like a lot of this was improv,
and it
just
works. I
naturally.
mean, it's like I think this should be improv. It feels more natural and it works for like what they're going for here. So
Yeah, but like you know what? When their story ends, it ends, and I feel, and I'm gonna, and that's the kind of thing that definitely want to advocate for. You know, I don't want no one should make their movie being like, yeah, it has to be an hour and 30. Like, like make it and then however long it is, like that's how long it is, you know?
Yeah.
And that's definitely what they did here and it's yeah, so it is perfect length.
Yeah, but like,
Perfectly length.
well, to go more in depth about this is about like three idiots. They're like three actual idiots. And the thing is, that's what just part of what's so funny is these are people you know. I have worked with people who are exactly like these guys. I've gone to school with people who are exactly like these guys. These guys are such realistic characters, and they're idiotic and goofy in the most funny ways. And they're in the early 2000s specifically. That's when this is set. They're documenting the process of them making a rap album. They want to be big rappers. That's like what they're obsessed with. But they're such idiots that they can't get any work done. They keep procrastinating it, and they just can't do any quality work either.
Yes. It's yeah, and like, it all takes place in one as the synopsis says, one eventful evening. And it goes like, oh, we're at 12 p.m. and 11 p.m. and 1 a.m. and stuff like that. And oh boy, when they start doing their shenanigans, it is
This is
hilarious.
so
It is
realistic
very
too. There's like nothing in this is unrealistic. This feels like a
well,
night
I don't
that these
know.
kind of characters would do. Go on.
Okay.
Like it's a little bit, yeah.
Actually, yeah. Okay, yeah.
I
You know
think
what? You're right about that.
the ending is a little bit over the top, but like it has to be, and it's funny
I
and it
think, yeah.
works. But like the rest of it feels super realistic.
I think it feels, yeah. You know what? For these characters and what
Yeah,
they're going for,
specifically for these
it
characters.
does feel realistic and like I think there's one part that isn't like very like that real. Well, actually, I don't know because I totally could see some people like that doing this sort of thing. So maybe not. Yeah, they're all pretty rounded out, and the acting's good. It's not like it's not bad. Like a lot of like when movies try to have that like realistic talking thing, it doesn't always work. But I feel like for the most part, it works really well on this thing, and there's some conversations that actually like move the plot forward in a surprisingly like kind of really really well acted way. And there's not okay, well there is a plot, but a lot of this movie is just like people messing around and stuff like that. So in that sense there is no plot, but like there's definitely parts of the movie that move the plot forward.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
I mean, and it doesn't really need that plot. Like it's more a character focused comedy, and these characters are funny enough, and they get in a bunch of funny enough situations that it is just it's a pretty constantly laughing movie too.
Yeah.
Like
Yes, I was laughing at quite a few of these jokes.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean this is a real short one. Not much to say about this one.
No, I mean,
Just
it's
watch it,
just
man.
it's just
It's
really
good.
funny. This one, you genuinely have no reason not to watch it. It's free. It's on YouTube. It's short. You can even like watch this in chunks, not in all in one sitting, and you'll still kind of get pretty much the same experience. It works like that.
Yes, it does. Go watch it right now.
I'm giving this an
It's
8
good.
out of 10. It really just does work for me.
Yes, I'm giving this a 7 out of 10. I thought it was good.
All right, 3, 2, 1. Spoilers,
Spoiler,
dude,
kneecap,
dude.
shoot gun.
Oh my, dude. The fucking ending song, the Toby Hana anthem, is
Holy, okay.
so laugh
That
out
was the
loud
best part of
funny.
the movie.
It is
Yeah,
so laugh out loud funny.
that's what I meant when I
Yeah,
said
no, I
crescendo,
know what
like,
you meant.
because
I know what you meant. Yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
best part of the movie is like that whole last chunk is just hysterical,
Toby
like genuinely
Hana,
is
na 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 na
hysterical.
na. There's so many great
It's so
lines.
shit. That is possibly one of the worst songs I have ever heard in my
Dude,
entire
there's
life,
so many
and it is
quotable lines from
amazing.
that song specifically. The credit card was invented by Hitler. He is the same type of person that would litter.
Peak. That is literally peak. Yeah,
Um,
peak cinema.
the
That's it.
few can say they died full of burgers or something like that. I forget what the full.
I need to watch that part again. That part is so
Oh my
funny, and
god.
the jump cut to like
The
when
gun
he's like,
shooting.
yeah, I'm gonna be fine, and then it just cuts to his funeral is hilarious. And then when the sister's like, yeah, he left one child who you've been hearing this whole fucking time, and it's like the baby crying. Oh my God,
And then
it's
or
so funny.
in the song,
It's so
being
funny.
Matt's son's new dad'll be cool. Something like that.
Dude, and don't forget in the song when they literally just have the video of
Yeah,
him
of him
shooting
getting
their
shot.
friend, like
Well,
just
they
like
wanted to get a gunshot
to run the
for the album.
authentic.
They wanted to get a real gunshot for the album.
That's how you know how. Dude, okay, one of the funniest lines in the whole thing is I'm gonna be the like a white Eminem, like the
Yeah.
white Eminem. That is the funniest thing. And then there's some other really good moments. Like, do you know the part where they go to that one dude's like cousin's house and they're playing like on the Wii, and then the like mom comes in and starts like yelling about the grandma.
Yeah. I gave her
That part is so raw
applesauce.
and
She's
real.
happy. I gave her applesauce. You don't fucking give her
That part,
applesauce. She's a real human woman.
it's like I don't know. It's like there's like if that was like a if I saw that video on like Instagram and it's like bros crashing out, I would totally believe
Yeah.
that that was like that a real
Well,
incident that
what I
occurred
will
because of
say
how
is that
like incredibly acted that was. It's so funny.
the found footage aesthetic of this is works so perfectly. Like these feel
It
like a
does.
group of guys that would want their night filmed like this, and and obviously the low quality of it helps keep budget down, and it also leads to a bunch of jokes in the film, and it also adds to the realism of it. Like these characters, like I've worked with coworkers who feel like they are these characters, like plain and simple.
Oh, really?
Yes. I've worked
I
with
don't
people
think I've
who
met
act
any of
exactly
these
like these guys.
extreme.
No, like
That is
this
actually
they're
tragic.
this idiotic. I've worked with people who are this dumb.
Golly. I mean, that's kind of yeah. I they would totally get dude with the whole thing with the gun though. I thought someone was going to die like way sooner, and I also
Yeah.
and like obviously I knew that the movie wasn't like this, but like it was like the beginning 10 minutes I was like, bro, this is a setup of like a horror movie. Like something awful is going to happen in like the second half of it. And that didn't happen, but like what what happened instead was something better because it was just so fucking hilarious.
You thought it was gonna
Like
be
I
a horror
genuinely
movie?
think no, but it was just giving me the vibes. I
Yeah.
knew it wasn't going to, but like you know what I'm saying?
This thing's
But bro,
this thing is so
it
fun.
was a it yeah, it's hilarious. Like I said, the last chunk is really what shines for me, and like it like it works. Like this the whole thing works. Yeah.
Yeah.
Toby? Ha-da-da.
Na 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 na.
Dude.
Yeah, it's there's just so many moments. The erectile dysfunction moment is so funny.
Oh yeah.
Ah, like all the stuff at the party. These guys are such idiots. It's yeah. And all three of
It
these guys are
really
so
is
talented
great.
too. They play their characters so well.
They absolutely do.
Yeah, you got to check out more Connor O'Malley stuff, dude.
I'll go on the YouTube and I will watch his
Some of
stuff.
my favorites, I love he made a video called Fuck Coin, which is absolutely hilarious. He made a video called Pipe Rock Theory, which is absolutely hilarious. He made another like absolute like legitimate short film, which has some which actually has like some real world elements to it, and like it makes some social commentary called The Mask, which is also really good and really funny. So yeah, he's doing some great shit on YouTube.
Gotta watch. And a lot of these are on Letterbox, which I think is hilarious.
Yeah, well, it's because they're legitimate films.
Well, yeah, absolutely. Also, you can submit them. You can submit any movie that you want on Letterbox as well, if
Yeah,
it's your own,
I think I call
which
him a
is
legitimate
peak.
filmmaker. Like, come on.
Well, yeah, I do too. That was hilarious. But yeah, so Rap World peak. I'm sorry, I really do not have too much to say about this thing. It's it's really short. It's really funny. A lot of the jokes are like
Oh.
peak.
Oh yeah, he's in one called. I'm looking at all the stuff on Letterboxd. 103 Fever. That's a great video. Corey. Corey is weird. Corey, I'd say, is genuinely Lynchian. That's like a Lynchian kind of thing. Like it feels like a David Lynch kind of thing. It has some David Lynch-esque moments to it. His thing called Corey. He's in Friendship. Have you heard about that movie with Tim Robinson?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, he has a great cameo in it. It's hilarious.
him. That's crazy.
And him and Tim Robinson are friends. Like he shows up in a bunch of episodes. I think you should leave, and like Tim Robinson's other show, Detroiters. So yeah, they work together a lot. You could see how they complement each other, their comedy styles.
Yeah,
Anyway, I don't think there's much to say about this. It's pretty
complement
short,
each other quite well.
but it's just really funny. Like we could name every single moment in this film that we find funny, but it's just really funny. Just watch it for yourself, laugh for yourself.
Yes, please do.
8 out of 10.
7 out of 10.
All right. If you have nothing else to say about this, then let's go on to your recommendation.
Sure. Okie dokie. Recommendation. My recommendation. It ties into the theme of our next episode, which is Loki. Next episode. Here's the thing about it. We looked at like the new movies coming out and like there's some interesting ones. How to Make a Killing,
Okay.
Crime
So,
101.
okay,
Like we
Luke.
could totally make like a episode on that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but they just don't seem that interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
So how
They're
about
not
this?
like
So like we haven't really I thought about a theme for the next episode because we want to do another themed episode. Um and so like yeah, you and me we talked about before recording this about a couple themes. But how about Luke? Let's just say this. You recommend a movie that's not connected to any of the themes because I know some of the themes that we said require like specific recommendations. So just recommend a movie that's outside of those themes and then we can do that movie and then also the movies that are within the theme that we'll be doing next week. Does that work for you?
yes, that does work for me.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
But in that case, I have to hold on. We're both everyone, including the viewer or the listeners, are going to do this with me right now. All right, we're figuring out a movie right now
Oh shit.
for
Okay.
yeah recommendation. I'm
We're making
going
the
through my pen.
recommendations fun and interesting now. We're building upon.
Yes, I guess so. I don't hold on. All right, so I'm thinking something. Well, definitely something that we both have not seen. All right.
Okay. Yeah. That's cool. That's cool.
I'm thinking of I'm thinking of something that maybe is a little darker, maybe maybe a little dark, a little dramatic, a little weird, a little funky.
Is it going to be a
I
Coen Brothers
I don't
movie?
know. I don't know. We're gonna I'm clickety clinking and I'm thinking the gears is rolling. Do you have anything else to add while I'm thinking right now, Eric?
No. No. It's your recommendation, not mine. You're
Oh,
completely responsible for doing this.
no, from anything at all, anything at all,
I don't know.
anything about movies, like say something about anything,
I like any
literally.
type of movie, man. I'll watch anything, dude. You can recommend the B movie and I'll watch it. But I've seen it and I don't really want to watch it again. So don't recommend the B movie.
All right, I'm gonna recommend something kind of weird. Okay, this is a movie that I have like kind of seen. It was on in the background one time.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, but I will say this is very unconventional. I'd like to apologize, guys, but if you have seen this movie, I'm not gonna do it, and I'm gonna pick another one. But it was on the background one time, and it looked weird and like interesting, and I feel like I had to form a lot of opinions on this, and so would you.
Okay.
Have you? I'm gonna recommend Dinner in America. Have you seen that movie?
I've not seen that movie.
Okay, good. All right, there we go. We got a recommendation, Dinner in America, for next week's episode. All
I've
right.
heard about this. this one a lot. Came out only a few years ago, like 5 years ago, right?
Yes. Not even. It came out like I think 3 years ago or something.
It said it came out in 2020, so 6 years ago. Wow, time moves fast.
Yes, so Dinner in America,
No,
like I said, it was on in the back,
I've
so
definitely
I
heard
haven't
of this movie, but I've never seen it. I've seen clips and I know what it's about, but I've never fully watched the whole thing. So
Oh,
yeah,
no,
this
you're
sounds
right.
interesting.
2020 came out 2020, so yeah. 5 years ago. But yeah, so it's like this, so it's
It
weird. The
seems
director
interesting.
is Adam
I'm gonna be
Carter.
honest. I'm not the most
Kramer.
interested in it, but we'll see.
Dude, we will see. It
This seems like it'll
it
cause
is
some interesting conversation.
I agree as well. The director is
All right.
well,
So
he's an interesting guy to say the least.
for next for next week we will be talking about Dinner in America, and also another theme which we will be deciding off air. We also might have a special guest, which we don't know about that yet. We will see. We'll talk to people. We'll see, and I'll make an announcement on the YouTube posts about what's gonna go on next week. All right. But for right now, just know that next week we'll have Dinner in America and definitely at least like one other movie. But I'm probably thinking like two others. What do
Oh,
you
and for
think?
those of you who are curious about Dinner America, I believe it's on Tubi, so you
Fantastic.
can watch it for free.
All
Yeah.
right. Um, I think that's all I have to say. I've been Eric Dominguez,
And I've been Luke Anaya.
and thank you for watching. Go watch a movie.
Yes.